right, we are live. Let's go ahead at this one. This is another video today. You guys see the title right now. And make sure I can hear myself as always when we go on these live streams. Actually, let me adjust the direction of where my mic is. That is much better. That is much better. Let's make sure we got this. Am I live? Let's see. We got to add. So that means I'm live, definitely. We're going to see if I can hear my voice, though. Let's see if I can hear my voice. Testing. Okay, yep. I can hear my voice. If you're here, smash that like button, guys. We're going to do a Paris Olympics recap. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. If there's something that you specifically want to talk about for your country, go ahead. We're going to have it all over it. And we're going to be talking about and focusing on track and field. I wanted to shout out to Tara Davis for her long jump, Masai Russell in the 100 hurdles, and so on and so forth. So that's what we're going to be getting to. So let me make sure that I pull up the Olympic page and that we're going to focus on, we got to filter this in to athletics. So I got that in the background. I'm going to pull up some things on Twitter. We got some stuff right here. I'm going to let everybody get in first. And if on the comment section you've been kind of trolling, we're going to be having call-ins all the time. So people can come in on Zoom and whatnot. If this is regular, I'll actually pay the $15 to have that on so I could just have it in the background. Otherwise, if it's not really going to be used and stuff, not too much. But here's something that I found, that I saw here. Let me bring it up on the screen. And when we were talking about people were not claiming Janelle and this owner and whatnot, this is the conversation, or this is the type of stuff that we're talking about right here. She gave an interview, and this dude right here, a Jamaican, if you go to his profile, he said, wishing nothing but failure. Now, of course, you could even see the comments that I'm liking out here, but here's the first response. She's out here representing your country. It looks like a W to me. You, on the other hand, nobody knows who you are. If not for the algorithm, I probably wouldn't have known such a miserable person exists. And then Sportsmax, of course, said, take this somewhere else. This is some of the stuff that's out there. I wanted to start with this because somebody said prove it in the comment section. So I'm not actually coming here. I'm actually to cover USA mostly. But if you want me to cover Jamaica and stuff like that, the good, the bad, the ugly of any country, it could be Sweden, whoever, then I'll do that. But I wanted to start off here because somebody said, oh, we didn't disown her. We didn't do this. Okay, here's the proof right here. I want to start it here because I know a lot of people will be at the beginning of this video. So I'm starting it off here to show that. And then it's a couple of other people. Most of the people are saying, hey, you got issues, all of that. Even this guy's saying, hey, she could change allegiances and represent a whole other country, but it's going to be no fuss over here. So he's even saying, hey, look, if she wants to go and represent another country, we all good too. So, but yeah. And then right here, some of the Jamaican athletes weren't lying about how they get treated by their own country and countrymen, women. Keep it up. And some Jamaican athletes will start representing other countries. Of course. But anyway, that's where we're at right now with that one. Kwame Ade said, yay, looking forward to your take on all the things Paris 2024. James Walker said, just the man I wanted to hear from. Okay, so we're going to go over to this Olympic schedule. Let me go here with all events. Make sure this is here. That's the race walk. I'm going to cover it, but I'm not really going to go over it because no offense. That's not my particular interest at all. The 20-kilometer race walk. We got an Ecuadorian athlete, Brian Pintado, that won. And then on the women's side, Yang Jiao. Okay, so we're going to pretty much go past those, past that. We're going to go back to the medal winning ones right here. The men's 10,000. Y'all got to go and watch that race. That was an exciting race for the 10,000 meter. I was about to say dash, but the 10,000 meter run. Y'all got to go and watch that one because that one came down to the line with Joshua Cheptegei being able to defend his title. So after Mo Farah, he finished silver to Mo Farah back then. And as he retired off of the track, Cheptegei from Uganda is showing people he is a serious contender. Even after his mishap in World Cross Country Championships on the track, he is hard to beat. Yeah, broken the 5 and 10,000 meter record. I think somebody took the 5,000 away from him. But yeah, then we got Oragawi for Ethiopia, and then Grant Fisher. I personally like that one for the USA. We finally got a 10,000 meter medal in such a long time. I think it's from the 1970s the last time somebody got that, or 60s. So there you go. Now going over to shot put, Ryan Krauser. What is this? How many times? Let me go and make sure I don't want to get this one wrong. I think he's a 3-time Olympic gold medalist in the shot put, if I'm not mistaken. Going back to Rio, this man has the world record. He even coaches other athletes and whatnot. Let me see. He even coaches other athletes, because we're gonna go down to the discus on where Jamaica got a gold medal, and he was coaching Stona. So Ryan Krauser got the win. He got the Olympic record. Joe Kovacs, of course, always second. He beat him once before at the World Championships, and then that was the only time. So the America 1-2. Then we got Rajendra Campbell for Jamaica in third. So I'm not going to go too much in that. I didn't really watch the shot put too much, so I don't got too much there. Taylor LaFond, of course, won that with gold. Ricketts for Jamaica in second. Then Jasmine Moore in third. So congratulations to those athletes in the triple jump. Again, I didn't watch that as much, so I'm going to go past that. Now, getting right here. Okay, James Walker. Okay, let me read a comment. James Walker, you said, not sure who the men's women's distance coordinator coach for Team USA is, but we got to give them their flowers. USA did their thing. Yeah, let me go over to the distance just back real quick since we got time. We could slow roast all of this, okay? We're going to go over some of this. I'm about to bring up a post with Noah Lyles, and, man, they were roasting them. And if y'all go over HNSATR on Twitter, that's my Twitter handle, HNSATR, head and shoulders above the rest, of course. And then y'all go follow me there. I might start doing Twitter spaces and then repost those onto YouTube. Not sure, but just in case, or my channel gets copyright stricken and it disappears, you're just gonna find me on Twitter. I might not use it unless this channel just gets like locked down. No telling if and when that might happen, because it's happened to me before on other channels I had. Like, they'll just copyright strike all the videos at once, and then your channel will disappear. Then you got to fight it to get it back. But yeah. So, yeah, whoever that distance coordinator is, man, they doing a fantastic job. This is a long-running, slow roasting thing. Back from, even though they banned Alberto Salazar, I mean, he put it on the map. Even with his thing, with his book about marathoning and everything like that, he got the United States and then the rest of the world to be very, very, especially the United States, very interested in 5K races, 10K races, the road races, and the marathon. That's where that trend was really, really coming up from, as he is a former athlete. Then he wrote that. And so I think he got a silver at the New York Marathon, New York City Marathon. He got that interested. He brought it up there. He got Mo Farah, of course, coaching him. And then Galen Rupp since high school. I remember when I was in high school, Galen Rupp was just a little bit older. And we were saying, man, it's the rich kid that got all the technology and stuff. Turns out we was right. He had a lot of technology. We found out from how they banned him anyway. And so he put them on the map. Then everybody else took over. This has been multiple decades. I would say 30 years in the making. But really, it was at least the last 24, 25 years in the making to get to this spot right here. That was at least that long to get here in the 10,000, the 1,500, and everything like that. So it starts with medals, and then it starts to get wins. So we're going to see that. So mixed 4x4 relay. Man, with the United States getting a world record in the semifinal, I was like, man, why are they going this fast? They didn't have to go this hard in the semi. I'm like, all y'all got to do is run good enough just to get the win, come back, use all your energy the next day. But you know what? Hey, things happen. We don't necessarily know how to predict things like that. They were feeling hot. Now let me see. I forget old girl's name. I believe the collegiate athlete. So I got to look on the team. Why did I forget her name? Kaylin Brown. There we go. So Kaylin Brown actually winded up running faster the second day. She was the only one that ran faster. But everybody was blaming her because she's the anchor. And I'm like, no, she ran faster on the second day. And then Femke Bol just, I mean, she can go 47. It's not the first time she did it, by the way. So when she was chasing her down, I'm like, it's only so much you could do. It's easier to chase than it is to be in the lead. So Bol went from like 4th place, 3rd place, 2nd place, and then boom, she passed everybody else for to go from 4th or 5th into 2nd. And then right there in that home straightaway, she passed up Kaylin Brown, but Kaylin Brown did her action. That was so freaking exciting in that mixed 4x400 meter relay. That opening up, other than the 10,000, because that was exciting by itself, as far as a relay and a short, a sprinting type of event, I would say this is one of the more exciting events that you guys need to watch again and again and again. That prelim with the world record, and then she was just off with Team Netherlands with the world record in the next round. So it's so close. That is a 3:07:43. That world record was just the day before, 3:07:41. And I wonder, do they get that world record bonus? Like, do they get paid extra money even though they got second? I wonder, do they get that world record bonus? So I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that. So let's go. Come on. What the heck? Why they got us all the way down there? Let me scroll back up to the top. Let me scroll this thing back up. All right, rolling it from the top, scroll back down. And again, guys, if you guys want me to cover something in specifically, just let me know that. Let me check the comment section real quick. Let me switch it to live because sometimes it's very, very delayed for whatever the reason is delayed. Now, let me go over here real quick with the 100. Now, this whole lead up, I'm going to bring this up. Ah, shoot. I should have just opened it up on a separate page because now when I go back, it's going to do all that weird stuff. I got to scroll up. But anyway, the whole lead up to this thing, this was just really off. So it's still conflicting stories. I looked up the articles. Some of them are saying, and a lot of them were saying whatever that was reported that Shelly Ann said was inaccurate, that she didn't have a chance to warm up. This came from the Jamaican team themselves. They said it, Ian Kelly. And I brought up that article yesterday or the day before, so I'm not going to bring it up right now. I'm just going to leave this page up. But Ian Kelly said that that was inaccurate, that she did not have a chance to warm up. It was that in the final stages of the warm up, she sustained an injury. But then now there's something else coming out, and I'm like, it's just too much confusion. And when there's a lot of confusion, that means somebody's lying. That's what I found out. When you got just too much, like this story, that story, this thing, that thing, it's like, okay, now it's just something off. It's just somebody's doing something and they ain't telling us everything. But it was very unfortunate. We didn't get to see Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce do her last race. I'm going to come under the assumption right now, or the speculation, not assumption. The speculation, if one or two things happen. If she didn't really get to warm up properly, like her and Sha'Carri Richardson, because that's the story. But a lot of times people just put names together and they don't really have anything to do with each other. Sometimes that happens. Like with Melissa Jefferson, as far as we know, the only person that was doing the testing and whatnot, the doping control testing, was Melissa Jefferson. I haven't seen anything on Sha'Carri Richardson. So she may have been there with her. I'm going to let her talk on that one. But as far as Shelly Ann and Sha'Carri, if they were both suffering from the same thing, either this happened where she didn't get to warm up, she rusted, and then she got injured, or quite frankly, she could have just got, well, three things. She got injured just normally and just said that was the issue, right? Or she ducked. I can't see her ducking, but hey, that could be the case, so I'm going to put it out there. Now, as far as the win, I called that one, so I'm going to give myself props for calling the 10.72. I said if she get that 10.72 or faster, no matter what, even if Sha'Carri was all the way there, based on how she was looking in other rounds, she's run fast. Already faster than that this year. So I mean, that's within her capabilities. But based on what I was seeing Sha'Carri already do, she would have had to have a decent start for herself. If there was a delayed start for Sha'Carri, she was going to lose most of that time. 6 times out of 10, in my opinion. That's where I saw leading up to this. That's what I commentated on. I was looking at that. And then if that warm-up scenario was true, that means she was suffering from a lack of warm-up here. So that press conference afterward, and by the way, I unfortunately I didn't bring this up during the hate and debate yesterday. Sha'Carri was not the only one that did not show up to these press conferences. There were other athletes that did not show up to press conferences after their races were over, and then it was the gold medalist that was there, or the gold and bronze, or it was just gold and silver but not the bronze. There were other athletes. The reason why Sha'Carri affects people is because she's in a premier event and she got a personality and people care about her personality. That's the difference. There are other events. You can look that up. You can go to Sidious Mag on their YouTube and go to every single one of those press conference videos. You're going to see a couple people missing in those other ones. So she's not the only one. So if y'all say it's disrespect, you got to keep the same energy with everybody. Sha'Carri not going, if it wasn't with the doping control, that had nothing to do with that. But here's the finish line photo. She was well out in front of everybody else. Julian Alfred deserves all the praise that she can get. But here's the thing. In order for Julian Alfred to be respected in a sense other than just being an Olympic champion, because she's going to inspire other people from her country. That's what's going to happen. The rest of the world is starting to catch up to Jamaica. And here's the thing with Jamaica. This is the beginning of seeing signs that other nations are going to be competitive. And once that happens, it's going to be hard to be able to streak away and say, we're the best, we're the best, we're the best, or we're the best in the Caribbean. If other nations start getting inspired, like what Julian Alfred is here, if she inspires some other people and say, you know what, I'm over here in Haiti, I can do something big. I'm over here in, St. Lucia. I was about to say another island, but Bahamas, I can get a win. Like, they're going to see, yeah, we could get wins in the 400, but the 100 is going to catch more people's attention than a 400-meter dash with Shanae Miller-Weibo. That's not going to catch as many people's attention. It's going to be like, oh, okay, that's cool, right? But the 100 is going to catch more people's attention. So if that is a scenario that people are inspired, that's going to be a lead up of another, 8, 12, or 16 years. It usually is going to be somebody just watched her. When they're on the couch now, in 1 or 2 Olympics later, that same person that was just watching Julian Alfred on the couch is made the Olympic team. It's almost always like that. I was seeing Usain Bolt, and now I'm up here competing against them. Remember? We heard those scenarios from American athletes too. I saw Justin Gatlett, and now I'm competing against them. Wasn't that what Christian Coleman said? And he was, 19 or something, or low 20s when he first showed up there? He saw him, and it's like, yeah, just 1 Olympic cycle later, and this man is at the World Championships. This man is at the Olympics in Rio. Oh, that's Bromell, not Coleman. But they're there competing. So this was an exciting race, but it was less exciting because we just got to miss out on Shelly-Ann and Sha'Carri. And I believe that the full warm-up thing, that narrative that's going out there, me personally, but I want to hold all of my judgment until I get all the details. We might not get the details until that documentary comes out. Sha'Carri might stay quiet and have answered all of that for the documentary, because that's going to be more promotion for Sprint. It's going to be like, dang, so that's what happened last year. And then it's going to reopen a can of worms next year. I'm telling you, that's how marketing works. That's how marketing works. And then congratulations to Melissa Jefferson, Nita, and Dina Asher-Smith. I mean, Nita really just missed out on that. So, I mean, it is what it is. She's not going to be able to pass up Dina Asher-Smith with the way that is. Now, here's one thing with Noah Lyles. Let me go over to him on his Twitter real quick. Now, when Noah Lyles, here's the difference. When we were talking about Jamaica and other countries getting on, and this was mainly Jamaica, okay? We're not gonna lie and say this was mainly other people. There's a lot of people that wanted to see Noah Lyles lose, but this was mainly Jamaica with a lot of what was going on here, what I'm about to say. But first, let me get into your comment section. Let me get in the comment section first and go here. The Buffalo Soldiers, didn't the Bahamas used to get some wins as well in the past decades ago? Bahamas had the 4x1. Remember, I believe they had those sisters or whatnot. They had the 4x1, but not the 100. That was the difference. So seeing somebody and they're close by and saying, there's another nation other than Jamaica getting a win, maybe we can do it. Maybe that could be the thinking. I'm not sure, but we're going to see. Hugh Cunningham said, blessings, we say, is beginning to uplift within joining Caribbean island around the region nation. All right. Jamrock said, I don't think Jamaica is concerned about other countries dominating the 100. You guys will find out pretty soon a few of the athletes that have that we have in the stable. Okay. I mean, that could be true. That could be true. But I just want to point that out, that other nations are there. They're there. They're ready and willing. In this case, Jamaica's loss are other countries' wins. Like nations that really normally don't get anything, they were there. Imagine the scenario where a Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price was there. I still didn't think she was going to win at all. No. Was she going to medal? Almost certainly. Like every time she shows up, this woman medals. But still no guarantee. But almost certainly she would have medaled. But the way how close Melissa Jefferson was, she would have had to have gotten a 10-8 low or faster. And I believe that Shelly-Ann would have had at least one 10-8 low in her legs just to knock that one out and got that bronze. Even if, Sha'Carri, she has her normal warm-up, and then let's say she would have ran faster in that 10-7s or 10-6s. No matter what happened with the first two, I think that was secured with a good warm-up. But as far as third, that might have gone to Shelly-Ann, and we would have seen something a little bit different. You said, Jamrock continue said, just remember, Shelly-Ann, especially Elaine, and to a lesser extent, Sharika, weren't top-tier talent. Frano doesn't take stars and try to improve them. He takes lesser athletes. Well, he did say, I was going to cover that video where he said the American coaches are better than the Jamaican ones, but I never got around to do that. So I think during, the off season or later on now, because it's still Diamond League and whatnot, I will be able to go back over that video, that interview that he had, which was right before the Jamaican trials, I think. It was either before or just after. Because the question was specifically about Elaine Thompson-Herah and about her injury. Well, he said this is the most talented team of athletes he's ever had. And to be frank, yeah, because he's actually taking some of the best athletes in Jamaica now versus when he was taking, maybe they made it to the now I'm forgetting the Caribbean Championships. Damn, I forget the name, and I covered it for 2 years in a row. I'm forgetting the name. I'm going blank. But you guys know what I'm talking about. He would take somebody that might have placed there, but maybe made the finals. Maybe they didn't, like Shelly-Ann and everything like that, and then he would bring them up. Yeah, I'm aware of that. So now that he's taken mid-tier talent, so to speak, they're still upper tier. They're not average. His word for average is still above average. Okay, let's get that straight. Average for him, not quote talented for him, is like the same thing that Joe Newton for the distance runners at York High School in Elmhurst, Illinois that I coached under. He was like, I'll take a no talented nobody. It's like, yeah, how many people can actually handle 100 miles in high school? 100 miles a week. 100 miles a week, by the way, for a teenager in high school. Not many. That means your body's got to have some kind of resistance, aka talent, in some ways to be able to do that. If you can make it through that, of course he got 28 state championships and set records in the winning streaks he had. Of course he had 43 out of 50 years of 44 out of 50 years of winning first, second, or third. Yeah, of course he got some national titles for high school cross country. Yeah, when you get some people like that, but then you call it average people because you're trying to appeal to everybody, and some of them might be average but mentally tough. Yeah. So I look at it the same way like that. Some of those people were average. Some of the athletes were, quote, average. But many of them, when I looked at their stats, they were above average. There were above average, but not elite. So here, when Noah Lyles won this 100, the reaction was very different. You had people, even football and clubs, they were coming there talking about that. You got the soccer teams, they giving him his props. You got an ad for soccer right there. You got basketball players, you got Nigerians, you got people all over the place giving him his props. That's before the 200, by the way. But this is after the 100. So this was this. But you had, on the other hand, mainly Jamaicans. And then some other people joined in from Africa. We keeping track of this. There were some people that joined in with that. We had a couple white people coming in there. We will never forget that they try to come in and they try to instigate with fake accounts. I believe Mike might have been a white person pretending to be Jamaican. But just in case, I still had to put him to sleep. Now, we had people giving him his props. We didn't see them saying, they said the haters can keep hating while we keep winning. Congrats, Noah. Now, we got all of these people coming up on his page. They're giving him his, and then we got a troll account. This is literally a troll account that said they need to change the rules to make anybody reach the line first count. Okay? That's what a lot of Jamaicans were doing online. That was very nasty. I didn't really like that. And that's when I said, I'm going to start matching the energy. It was too many, especially in the Facebook groups I'm in. I'm in some Facebook groups that have international. They're like 200,000, 100,000, even more than that with the groups. I would pull it up on this live stream here because this is the browser for it, but I don't know if I could block out the name and stuff. So, and some other stuff that could be private. But I'm on that Facebook and I'm looking and I'm like, wow, they are trolling. And you can see people's faces. These are people, mainly Jamaicans, that are saying, oh, the race is stolen. They cheated him. Why is it always an American? Even in my comment section, an American always gets a win when it's these tiebreakers, isn't it? But you forget it. Veronica Campbell-Brown won that win. That's the first one I immediately thought of. I was like, no. And then other wins indoor between Lamont Jacobs and Christian Coleman. And at the time, my initial reaction, I was like, man, my best friend said he stole it. So to be fair, every once in a while, you're going to get an American that say, oh, they stole the win from us. But most people are not going to think that. It's going to be like, I said, man, no, it wasn't. I said, once we get the image anyway, you can always verify. I'm a timer. But he was like, it was all good anyway. Even though he said it, he was like, yeah, it's all good anyway. Because he'll just come back. If this is Christian Coleman, he's going to be better than, Lamont Jacobs anyway. It wasn't like this big thing. But these are all the props that they're giving them. This funny account. All the props that they're giving them. But we had very, very nasty things. And here's this. This was another one that I liked where they said Oblique Seville, and he said he's going to remember. He looked at him, said his thing, and then Oblique Seville is now doing that. But a lot of people are saying that they're matching Noah Lyles' energy. No, Usain Bolt was kind of doing this by himself. And even if they are matching Noah Lyles' energy, there's a difference between what Noah Lyles does and what other people are doing in response. Let's say that you and I were having a conversation, and I'll get to some of these events real quick, but I wanted to slow roast each and every one of these things. Let's say that you and I were having a conversation. We're playing a video game. I trash talk. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get inside your freaking head. I'm going to destroy you. If you going to let that anger you, great. Because if angering you makes you play a little bit more emotional in the game, and I'm playing, let's say, Super Smash Brothers, and then I lunge at you, and then I back up, and then I lunge again, fake you out, then I dodge, then I hit you with the AB, then a combo or whatever that is, right? Okay, if I start doing that, and then you hear me, I was like, oh yeah, you can't keep up with me either, huh? Now, I do this with my cousins, my nieces and nephews and stuff like that. And when they coming up on me, I'm trying to get on them. I get real quiet. And then they start trash talking. I get real quiet when my back is against the wall and I can't concentrate. If I can still concentrate and trash talk, I'll do it. That's the thing. It's all friendly. But then when they win or I win, it's going to be like, good job, but let's play again. But when Jamaica seems to be losing, it's like, yo, you cheated. This thing happened. You call this name, so we about to call you this. It's like it started getting personal. See, that's the difference. That's the difference. We're gonna do that. It's a competitive jab. That's what NBA players are doing now. They're competitively jabbing, like, oh, we don't accept no bronze medals. They're not actually really dogging them out. They just gonna be like, hey, you didn't back it up. Yeah, we know you got that other goal, but you couldn't get 2 goals. What happened? It's more like that. If you heard them say it, they're gonna be like, yeah, because it's all promotion. It's all fun and games. But some people was taking it so serious about, you know, why you gotta come at people's whole, oh, dope nation America. Drug cheating? You're gonna bring up, quote, drug cheating and accuse America of doing it because Noah won? Now that, I mean, just take your L. Just take your L and just deal with it. That's how it is. Let me read the comment section real quick. Let me see. Okay, Jamrock said, yes, he said that American coaches do a much better job managing the injury. So you know the interview I was talking about then. Yeah. Let me see. We're above average. Let me catch up there. You said also Jamaicans, but a lot of Americans who wanted Noah to lose primarily because of his arrogance is what they say. There was not a lot of Americans whatsoever. Let me calm that one down too. A lot of these, quote, Americans are not foundational black Americans, okay? Most Americans, like literally even white people that were born here and they can descend back so a couple of generations, as in like 4 or more generations, they want to see Noah Lyles wins. We ain't like that. I grew up here. I've been around them. I got a bunch of white people around. I got a bunch of black people around. And even though they gonna call your ass the N-word, if you represent them, they want you to win. Because it's like, hey, you having an American strike, then they gonna go back to calling you the N-word afterward. That don't even sound right. There are not, a quote, a lot of Americans. No, if they are, quote, Americans, they were immigrants, either first or second generation. No, first generation, or they just got here. No, 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 no. No. Even the ones that don't even ride with him as far as his nails and stuff like that. That makes absolutely no sense. We're not even like that. Most of us are not like that. There's going to be a couple of haters, but they're not going to hate him so much and want to see him lose. They want to see him lose and who else win. That's the question. Americans ain't going to be like, yeah, I want to see Noah Lyles lose so that Jamaica can win. No. No. That don't even make sense. So I got to challenge that one right there. There are not. There were a lot of people that I grew up with. I did not know that all of these people, and they say like weird stuff. It sounds weird to me because I'm foundational black American. We have certain mentalities and certain ways that we speak and certain ways that we hold our head up that other people do not. There's a bunch of Haitians around me now. Some dude came up to me just today as a side subject. He said something to me. And then I had my headphones on. I wasn't really paying attention. I told him, I said, I'm not Haitian. He was looking at me. He licked his lips. I was like, man, what the heck? I'm sitting on the park bench. I'm like, dude, I don't roll that way. But I said, I'm not Haitian. The dude cursed me out in French. Now, he thought I didn't understand. I just played it off as if I didn't understand. But he cursed me out because I said, I'm not Haitian. He was trying to sit down right next to me. I said, I'm not Haitian, because he was going to say something. Maybe some drug deal was about to happen. Maybe he was going to say hi, whatever else. Because at that spot, that's kind of what they do those things. Not to blow up their spot. Let me stop talking. I'm like, I'm not. He got angry, cursed me out, and walked off. Now, what kind of stuff is that? Now, what kind of stuff is that? We don't do that to each other. We don't. We give people props and all of that. Now, anyway, and including when we go to somebody else's country. That's the thing. So when you say a lot of Americans didn't want to see Noah Lyles win, absolutely false. Now, let me go back here to the comments after that. It said, good job, USA. Stop effing up the 4x1 handoffs, though. Yeah. Jackson, yeah, that is correct. Was so pissed the ladies didn't get the 4x4 world record. Yeah, that too. Both of those world records, they was on point for both of them. I'm like, really? If only Quincy Hall was not a little bit strained and whatnot. Jamrock said, I think the Jamaicans also asking for rule changes is corny. Let it go. Yeah, exactly. That rule change thing, that was completely, it was that. And then they're saying that it was stolen When you clearly got the finish line photo, those two things, and then them starting to get personal attacks with a lot of the comments, that's when I said I'm gonna match the same energy. I said I'm getting kind of like whatever, because I feel like I'm catching strays myself, because I'm like, okay, there's a certain point where you just saying here, but then y'all saying, oh, see, black Americans and ghetto, and all of that stuff is thrown in, and I'm like, huh? Where does this come from? Now y'all going somewhere. This ain't about Noah no more. This is about something else. Then you said USA getting edged by Britain in 2004 in a photo finish. Yep. Jamaicans cried dang near more than Deontay Wilder fans claiming Tyson Fury had egg weights in his gloves after Fury whooped his ass. Man, dude. I'm going to hold that one. I'm going to come back to that if I can remember. Jamrock said, but the energy goes both ways. Let's not be disingenuous now. Nope, y'all gave completely uncalled for energy, Jamrock. That's why it's satisfying y'all lose. Yeah, that's what Jackson said. Yeah, it wasn't the same energy. I went over that earlier. It is not the same energy. And then right after I read about 4 or 5 more comments, I'm going to get back to the next event, because I'm going to pass up this subject now. Let me see. Jamrock said, I like Noah's trash talking. I don't think he should stop, because Shane will get down to low 9-6s. And he still might lose based on the stats that I said before with the Olympics. He could probably win a world championships, but the Olympics is going to be a tall task for him. If you don't win it the first time you show up, like literally your debut in the Open 100, then you are not winning, with the exception of, I just went over it yesterday. It was only one that I could remember. It might be 2 in the history of the whole Olympics, but it's so hard to do it, men or women. If you don't do it when you first open up, other than a teenager, then you're probably not going to get the Olympic gold. It's just too many different people come in. They said many of the NBA players admitted that they were haters because of what Noah said about the NBA. I mean, he just said common sense stuff. I said that so many years. It's conversations many of us have with each other in track. So when he said it, it was like, oh, okay. Jamaica cracked me up. Jackson said, Jamaica cracked me up talking about Noah Lyles doping when Kashane, big buff ass, comes out of nowhere running 9.7. And his coach said something about drug testing. They didn't want to run too fast so they don't get tested. Now, that right there, I could go there, but I'm not. Jamrock said, hold up, what does FBA have to do with Americans? Yeah, you in a different space there. Yes, it does. Because most of the American athletes are FBA. Some of them are half FBA, like Gabby Thomas. Or half FBA, just all over the place. But some of them are full FBA. Most of them are. Some are, like a thing Mo. She got a family from Sudan, if I'm not mistaken. You got other people from Nigeria, like in the shot put. One of the athletes in the shot put. Yeah, most of the athletes that are the black athletes are FBA. So there's a big difference. And being around FBA almost forces other people to adapt to what FBR are doing. Just like if you go to China, you kind of go adapt to what the Chinese are doing. I mean, it would be common sense. That just makes sense. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying there. I watched Tobago point a Jamaican all the way down to a 991, and because Jamaicans really hate Lyles, they're glad an extremely humble athlete won 200. I can sense your sarcasm right there. Okay. I'm almost finished with the comments since I'm almost at the bottom. Oh, Jamaicans will match energy. You go low, they will go to hell. Nah, it's like we just do friendly jabs, like I said, and then it starts to get personal. See, I don't go high no more. I'm finna go hit somebody with a gut punch. I'm gonna hit them at the crotch. Like, when a fight happens, all is fair in a fight. Honorable fighting, you ain't finna hit them in the crotch or nothing. You ain't finna do that, but if I sense a person is like one of that, I'm going for their eyes, their throat, the crotch, whatever. I'm finna knock them out. And then when they're on their knees, I'm beating them to a pulp. That's how it's gonna go. That's the energy I'm a match. But if it's just like, yo, I could do better than you, that's why you slow. For example, you walking barefoot or something like that. Let's say the Sha'Carri with that one. Okay, that's a very crude joke and whatnot. It's kind of like when every time it goes there, y'all go-to thing is to say ghetto. If you get your feelings hurt over her liking a tweet with the coconut tweet and the barefoot, This is actually the first time for real, because a lot of the jokes that the U.S. has said about Jamaica over the years, I'm talking about even to the 80s, has not been anywhere near what some of the stuff that Jamaica has said there. This is like all other groups. Y'all kind of hard on each other. Y'all very hard on each other, like all other groups outside the U.S. Then, so when y'all get to us, it sounds really bad because we like, yo, we be going at each other, but not like that. But to y'all, it sounds normal. So our reaction is like, really? You just went there? I bet. That's how it is. And that's how my response is. It's like, oh, to you, y'all kind of say some of those things. To us, it sounds corny, but to you, it may sound normal. So once we hear that, we like, all right, you giving that Drake energy right there. We don't want that. So we finna snap you down like Kendrick Lamar did him. Okay, let me go to the next thing. I didn't hit this one for a while. I'll come back because I see some other comments, but let me move on to the next event. Now we got the men's decathlon. We got Marcus Ruth. I did not watch the decathlon whatsoever, so I'm going to put their names there, and that's it. I did not watch the decathlon or I didn't watch any of the multis. I was not whatsoever interested whatsoever. I'm going to be honest here. I did not watch them, nor the race walk. Barely watched the triple, but I just be honest, didn't watch it at all. So we got Ruth from Norway, then we got Logebauer from Germany, and then from Grenada we got Victor. Last names, that's what we got. We got gold, silver, bronze. Okay, now we got the high jump, and then we got a tie for bronze. So very interesting there, but man, I'm finna get her last name wrong, and I know how to say it, so I'm not gonna do it. Yaroslava. She is the world record holder. So that was a very, very good thing that she did leading up to the Olympics in general. She broke the world record, and it's like, yo, if she don't win at a gold at the Olympics, that's gonna be a major upset because she's been looking pretty decent since about just before 2021, and she's been on there. She's been on. So that women's high jump, decent, good job to her for that world record, for getting a gold. And then we got Nicola, don't know her last name, for silver. Then we got the Ukrainian Australian. They went Ukraine, Australia, it looked like we're here. Then we got Irana from Ukraine and Eleanor Patterson for Australia. They got the tie bronze for the high jump. I kind of watched the women's high jump, but not as much. I was watching the men's high jump. I was captivated with that men's high jump. So I'll get to that later. Hammer throw, Ethan from Canada, Vince from Hungary. Then we got Ukraine, Mike Hollow. There you go. Men's 100. As we said, let's go here. Let me see if I can open this up in a new window. Yes, I can. There we go. Getting back to the men's 100 real quick with this photo finish. This part right here, I have been a finish line timer, and I wish I just had something that I could put over it. But you could literally see the difference between Noah Lyles and Kashane right here. All you got to do is put a straight line over both of them, and you can see Noah Lyles slightly in front. You got the finish line photo. You got the overhead shots. You got the different angles. Not the one where the camera is slightly in front, because it makes Noah Lyles now look slightly... actually, that would give him an advantage. But the one where it's slightly in front, it'll make Kashane and Fred Curley look like they're slightly in front of Noah Lyles with the angle and how foreshortening and everything works. So, yeah, Lyles won this fair and square. It is what it is. A photo finish is a photo finish. They have it in swimming. They have it in track and field. And sometimes these things happen like that where it goes to the thousands. The only time they will tie or draw is if they can't separate it from the third decimal place down, because they can't go any further than that, or else the picture quality starts to go lower. I have been on the other side using finish links. I have used this. I have timed university meets. I have timed the Missouri Valley Conference. I've timed other D1 universities and everything. I've timed at a national meet for USA Track and Field. I timed all over the place. Conference meets, state meets, national meets, D1, collegiate athletes, conferences. So I know what I'm talking about here. I like being a timer, except for I get excited watching the races, and I feel like I want to race. I'm like, dang, I want to get out there. I want to compete. Looking at some of the times, I'm like, man, let me go out there. But other than that, I'm like, that's the easiest few $1,000s you can make sitting there, putting the lines there. But it's very, very important because you need to get it right. You need to get it right. You got to be efficient. That job is not a super high skill job, but it's very, very important because if you mess up something, people can double check it. That's why they give out the photos. So this race came down. Unfortunately, Hype Machine, Oblique Seville flopped again. I don't care if it's injury, okay? Because y'all were not caring. Y'all said it. See, this is the excuse y'all gonna use. Y'all gonna say because Noah Lyles was talking his trash, it don't matter that he got COVID. You know what? I'm gonna say he did a good job in spite of the injury. Same thing with Trayvon Bromell when he showed up at the last Olympics. I was mad. I was like, dude, why you show up at Rio and you know you was injured? You messed up our 4x1. Like, and I'm like, okay, cool. Now, he showed up, injury reopens, it don't matter. Because what happened last season? What happened the season before? He's got a track record like Elaine was at the World Championships for a while, where she could not get a medal to save her life. If you got a track record of this, you cannot say, oh, this time it was injury. What happened about the last 2 times? Well, you know, what had happened was Oblique Seville has been hyped up by the local Jamaicans that are saying, hey, I want him to medal. I want him to do it. Just like people are hoping that the United States is going to get medals and wins and everything like that. I understand. But y'all hyping him up like he's the second coming of Usain Bolt. That's the problem. When you hype him up like the second coming of Usain Bolt and then he doesn't deliver, you look kind of goofy. And so now here's all this copium, all this hope, all of that coming in. And it's like, yo, just sit down. Take the L. Take it. You did all that good trash talking. Oh, so Noah Lyles, when he loses, y'all can go all up on him. But when your athlete loses that you've been hyping up, no, guys, see, you going too hard. You can't go against me. Just like when I was getting trolled up in the comments. Oh, you can't go against the Jamaican. You should know better. Even when we lose, we're going to still keep trash talking. I'm like, what kind of sore loser is that? Anywhere on the planet, if a person that lost kept trash talking, like when Sha'Carri did it, got last place at Prefontaine, what did y'all do? Ate into her ass. Right? Ate into her ass. That's what happened. Oh, but when the fans are doing it, y'all like, wait a minute, let up on us. Let up on us. Please, let up on us. You putting your hands up. It's like a UFC match. You putting your hand, you can't breathe no more. They done knocked you out. They done knocked you. You trying to get the ref to come in. Nope. You gave the energy out. He finished in last place because Shane got in second. And that was a good second place. Hey, since he got a virtual tie, essentially, I think Shane, actually, now that I want to come back to that, statistically, even though he got second here, because he got almost the same time as Noah Lyles, he actually does have probably an equal shot at winning a gold at the next Olympics. I got to take back what I said. This is not a normal second place. This is a second place by, you had to go to 3 decimal places down. So Kashane actually at the next Olympics and the ones after that, he got a chance, an equal shot, in my opinion, of winning an Olympics, because this is the first time he showed up, 1, at the Open 100, and 2, he made it into the final, and then he got a virtual tie. I got to look into the stats with that on how many of those tiebreakers they had to do in the past, but from my opinion offhand, since the times are essentially the same, I believe he has about a roughly equal shot. Same thing with Noah Lyles. He actually got a high chance in the next 4 years of winning a gold. If you win it once, you can win it again. So, coming down here, you said stop talking Shannon Sharp's talking points. Wait a minute, what y'all doing up in the comment section? Wait a minute, y'all talk about racism. Wait a minute, how we get to racism? Let me see this. I'm gonna need some moderators. Let me go back over this. Somebody's saying something about racism. Let me see something. Okay. Oh, Jamaicans will match energy. Okay, Lock Raven. You said it's not just sports talk. It's just plain racism. Okay, when you said that, Lock Raven. Matter of fact, here. let me do this. Let me do this. Since you guys are here, let me open up the Zoom real quick. Some of y'all are saying some comments. Lock Raven, I want you to call in real quick on this Zoom. You don't have to show your face, and nobody will see you anyway. If you did, let me put this Zoom link. I'm finna drop it in the chat. Let's come in. We having a conversation anyway. Let me do this real quick. Yeah, because this dude said something about racism. He coming in. He may not even be here anymore. He said using Shannon Sharp's talking points. See, that's the thing with trolls and stuff. They got to say everything's a narrative and talking points and whatnot. Everything just can't be, you know, conversation. It's the us versus them. Here go the Zoom link. If you guys disagree, you may disagree here. To borrow Jason Black's phrase there. So call in on that Zoom. I'll be waiting for you. I put the link right there. We got a good... No, that's what Lock Raven. Go up in the chat. Lock Raven said that. Let me do this waiting room right here. All right. I got the Zoom link right there. I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat. There you go. Now, you said, hold up. No, I was speaking about the way Jamaicans were speaking about no allowing Americans. It was delayed. You got the message late. It was about no allows, what the heck? No allows? You spelled the Noallows in the way Jamaicans was talking about him and Americans. Well, okay, well, racism? Okay, that's like when Africans say racism, and I'm like, dude. Now, see, that's the thing. I realize that people think that are viewing us different. And see, it's a black American thing to think other black people are like us. Isn't that funny? But then other people will say, oh no, you're racist. You're being racist. And I'm like, you do realize we're the same race, correct? We might be different ethnicities within the same race, different lineages, but we're the same race. I don't know. That's kind of strange. Anyway, getting here, Fred Curley, he did his thing. Let me move on from this one. This whole thing around the men's 100 just tore everybody up. It literally, Jamaica was crying for like 2-3 days straight. That was the craziest thing. I really did not expect Jamaica to act like that. This 100 hurt y'all so bad that the rest of the world, I'm telling you, the media companies was out here trolling the mess out of y'all. They already don't like black people like that. It was just, and it just added to it. And the way y'all claiming other athletes now to get over on the Americans, like y'all was claiming Julian Alfred. Hold up. Y'all was claiming Julian Alfred to the point where y'all didn't even acknowledge Tia Clayton. That was sad. I gotta say, that was sad. Tia Clayton didn't get much shine. It took my video, and I listened to a lot. I read the comment section below different videos, and there was not much. I went on Twitter. There was not much compared to we're claiming Julian Alfred as a quote Caribbean now or honorary Jamaican. It was no comparison about, hey, Tia is 19 years old. She just made her first Olympics. Yeah, she finished in last place on that heat. She slipped out, but it's okay. I love our sister that made it there. We got to support our Jamaican. No, it was more about claiming and the hate toward Sha'Carri and saying, hey, you one of us now. That's what's the tethering on to somebody else, that to the point that the 70,000, it's only 70,000 of them, and it was a couple St. Lucians that had to push back and say no on Twitter. No, this is our win, not a Caribbean win. Jamaica has already done that. It's not making history for Caribbean. Jamaica is part of Caribbean, and they already won the 100. So this is a St. Lucian history, not Caribbean history. Okay, here's Lock Raven. You don't need your camera on, by the way. I just accepted you in. Let me see what's going on. Let me unmute you. Hold on. I need to get back to that screen so I can get you unmuted. I don't know where it is. Damn, what the heck happened? Uh-oh. It's this new Hold on. I don't know what's going on. I am not able to get to that window again. Oh, here it is. Return to meeting. Okay, you should be able to unmute yourself. You got it? Okay.
Yeah, what's going on with you, Captain?
Hey, I'm doing all right. How you doing? I see you driving.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, Captain. Yeah, I think that when you read that message, it was a delay, and I was talking about the way Jamaicans was talking about Noah Lyles, and it was turned into something different, and I was actually agreeing with you. But since there was such a delay,
Oh
I
yeah.
think that you you kind of ran, you kind of took it the wrong way.
Yeah, yeah. Once you said that,
you took it.
yeah, I saw it was clear.
Points. I was talking about the guy that kind of give that Southern moniker about when you go low, I go lower, I go low, and I go to hell. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Same thing with Shannon Sharp the other night. Man, he need to stop that.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's what he said the other night. So he got that off of Shannon Sharp's show. So that's the reason why I had said that. And it's so delayed. So it looks like I'm
Okay, can you give some context on what?
15 minutes ago.
Can you give some context with that with Shannon Sharp when you were saying that? Because I'm not getting it too much. When you say
he was okay.
Yeah.
So the whole contents what Shannon Sharp was saying in that segment, I think he was saying it yesterday, was that I'm kind of driving at the same time, but he was basically saying y'all can't if y'all want to act dirty, if y'all want to act funky, I can go lower than y'all. And he was speaking to the Jamaicans.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So you was telling this guy right here not to repeat that?
Yeah, exactly, because it's a Southern moniker, and
Oh,
you're trying
okay.
to, yeah. Trust me. What they, he got it from somebody else.
Yep.
And he basically.
Okay, I get you. It's the tethering. It's the tethering on.
Culture. You're trying to use the same stuff.
Yeah, it's the tethering on. You talk about the tethering on and everything. Yeah. So yeah.
I'm driving at the same time.
Yeah, it's a lot of that going on. Jamrock saying, "Who the hell is Shannon Sharp?" Okay, we don't even got to go there. Shannon Sharp's too famous. Shannon, look. Shannon Sharp too famous for him to be saying that. Nope, I'm not gonna believe him. I believe that's a troll question. Nope. So no, sir. He too big for you to say, "Who the hell is Shannon Sharp?" Nah, not one. Not him. Not with him bringing on Cat Williams and all of that. Something this guy would have seen at this point that would have alerted him to Shannon Sharp. If not his NFL, it would have been his interviews with athletes. Nope. I don't believe you, sir. Yep. He gonna say, "Who the hell is Shannon Sharp?"
Nah. He got it exactly from there. You know, but it's all cool though, man. There's a lot of racism that's going on, but you know, it's all good, man. Trust me. We got his back. A freaking hit Noah on X and saying that you made Americans proud. So it's no Americans that was going against him. He made us proud, especially on that first night. Man, it don't even matter what he did the second night or in the 200. That don't even matter. Long as he got his scalp. Long as he got that scalp, it don't matter.
Exactly. I'm like, look, if I even said it too. I was like, yeah, if he don't get another win after this, it was so funny because I actually ate the words. I was saying it in general, but I'm like, if he don't get another win after this, the fact that he won the 100, his weakest event, and he did it in the way he did it, oh no, he good. This dude, he could eat off of this for the next 4 years, literally. He don't got to get another single win at the World Championships, nothing, and he still will be on top of it.
Why? And you know what's a good thing too? Is because when you win the 200, you don't consider the world's fastest man. But man, when you win the 100, not only that you got a scalp, you can push it in their face. I'm the world's fastest man.
Yep.
It's a label.
Yep. And then that was another thing. Leading up to this, that was real. I understand that was Jamaica's way of trash talking, saying, "Oh, he's not the world's fastest man." Literally, I got articles from World Athletics last year in 2023 that was like world's fastest man Noah Lyles after he had won it, because it was a Diamond League after that. So it's like world's fastest man lost against Omanyala. So I'm like, okay, Omanyala became the Diamond League champion, and they still called him world's fastest man. It don't matter that he lost the race for the Diamond League.
You know how many times Omanyala had ran the 9.7?
I know, right?
Before the Worlds, and nobody had a bad situation like, oh Omanyala. No, it wasn't. It was like, okay, Omanyala runs early. This is what he normally does. Matter of fact, he just had an interview saying this is what I normally do, and I'm trying to change that. Oh,
yep.
That was actually brand new since Noah Lyles won it. Man, they can hush that bullshit up.
Yep, that this is the thing. It is so important for the 100 is so big that that's why I said I was surprised at their reaction. I'm like, I did not expect this. I thought it was gonna be the normal, like, hey, you know what? Hey, you know what? I'm gonna give my prop. I thought it was gonna be some hate talk, but then it was mainly gonna be calmed down. I don't know what it was about this Olympics and this right here. Maybe because the last one had the pandemic thing, or it's because it's been such a long time since the men had anybody win on their side or anybody to make the final and have a medal contention. Because think about that. 2016 was the last time. No world championships nor Olympics have the Jamaican men had anybody even medal, much less until Oblique Seville had they had a finalist. Because even Johan Blake wasn't making the finals no more. So it was like, maybe that was it.
The finals. He only hit 1926 one time. And he never hit it again, man.
Yep.
What's his fastest time? I mean, other than the 1926. After that, what was that? 1904? No, 1903.
I think he might have hit a 19. He might have hit a 1905 or 6. Yeah, I think it was like a 5 to 7. It was somewhere in there, maybe. But he had gotten injured, so after that he ain't been the same. I give him his props because he works hard, and he wanted to, he wanted to go to the U.S. to train, but then he decided to stay in Jamaica. And I believe based on he was nervous that people would talk about him, and I'm like, man, hindsight is 2020. They still talked about you. You should have just left and trained in the U.S. He could have still put on the Jamaican flag, but he would have trained with U.S. coaches because he couldn't find a Jamaican coach to rehab him. That was the thing.
That makes all the sense in the world. That he needed to be in America.
Yeah, he should have just went there. He should have just trained.
Thompson needed to be in America, and to basically have the coaching to be able to train him through that injury.
Yep.
They don't facilitate it. They don't have all that. So yeah, that would have been the best thing. But why would you have a mockery? Why would you be mocked for doing something great for your career that you can bring back to them?
Well, it's because you used to win and now you don't win no more. So it's just like, move the heck out the way. But this is what I said back in 2021. I made a video on this YouTube, and I said, is Johan Blake washed up? It was that, and I had one other athlete, but Johan Blake was one, and the conclusion was no. I even said it in the video. But the reason why is because, okay, if Johan Blake was so bad, how come he's still winning and he's the best representative y'all been having since then? Even though he's been injured, there ain't been no other Jamaican been able to do better than Johan Blake at that time.
Yes, sir.
I'm like, okay.
And I felt like this year they should have took him. They should have took him and Taekwondo Tracy on that relay team. Why? Because of experience. You guys just got beat by a whole bunch of pack of tens. That Chinese team is a pack of tens. And you got beat by them because of handoffs. You should have brought Johan Blake there. That way he understands this is a new group together. The first two things that what they blessed Noah Lyles and Coleman with, Gatlin ran that backstretch. Mike Rogers ran that corner, and they told him that world championships of how to be the leader and how to carry the team. If you ain't got no leadership and you can't find anybody to bestow you those knowledges, that it's going to be a hard road because now you got to go up against a whole bunch of bumps and bruises that Johan and Taekwon Tracy could have told you, could have got you over.
Yep. And that's the unfortunate thing. One of their athletes was tweeting. He wasn't. He was talking about the JAAA and their administration. Just it's the equivalent to USATF over in Jamaica. And one of the athletes over there, ironically, because he was one of the former 4x1, he was criticizing their selection committee. You know, this dude said, he tweeted, "As long as Noah Lyles don't win," and it came to bite their ass bite them in the ass because they 4x1 didn't do well. None of their other events was doing well, but he was so much hate tweeting online, and I believe I brought him up. Taekwondo. Shoot, I forget his name offhand. Somebody from Jamaica will probably know his name, but on his Twitter, he was over here saying, as long as Noah Lyles don't win, when Julian Alfred, he was one of the people that St. Lucian athlete responded and said, "This is not a win for a historic win for the Caribbean. Leave us be. This is a win for St. Lucia." It was that bad. That bad. Yes. So many coping, but it came to bite them in the ass because then none of the other Jamaicans athletes were doing well. That's what all that trash talk after somebody's beating you. Because look, would you agree that, let's say that people are looking at me and say I'm being too hard on Jamaica now, right? And other people, other Americans are being there, whether they're black, white, whoever, and other countries are doing this, and Jamaica's saying, "Hey, y'all saying all this stuff about us." And it's like, when Noah Lyles won, what were y'all doing, right? Mm-hmm. When Sha'Carri lost, what were y'all doing to the point that, hey, it took a video of me saying Tia Clayton flops or something like that for them to even acknowledge Tia Clayton. I had that title on purpose so that I knew that energy was going to be there because I was trying to match their energy because nobody was talking about Tia Clayton. You know, a way to talk about her is to say a negative title and then they're going to come in and they're going to defend it. And that's what happened. I knew what I was doing because I've been in media. I know marketing. That's why when I see some of the stuff Noah Lyles and them do, I know some of that stuff is for the marketing, but it's precisely the reason what needs to be done. Now some people hearing the behind the scenes here that they probably didn't even realize that I had did that day. I wanted them to acknowledge Tia Clayton because she's an amazing 19-year-old that made it there, but they not going to do it themselves because there's too much hating on Sha'Carri. That was the problem.
They do too much hate. The thing about it is that they do it too much focusing on America, and the world is passing them by while they cheering the world on. Y'all ain't getting no chips.
Yep.
Y'all gonna sit up here and cheer on the Botswana to the point where they overflood y'all? I mean, they gonna, man. Yes, we're at a high post. It's basically like a high tide and a low tide, right?
Yep.
If you're standing on top of a hill, it's a little further up. The high tide is high, but it still ain't flooding you. But it's gonna flood everybody else. That's on the lower ground.
Yep.
Africa is not playing with people. Africa ain't playing with no Caribbean. Yeah, you can cheer them on all you want and look at them getting championships.
Yep. Let me put out this thing back on the screen for everybody that I had the other day. World Athletics, I'll just say it. World Athletics put a third of all the money that they got into Africa development. Not into the Caribbean, not into the Americas, barely 10% into the Americas, which includes the Caribbean, by the way. So they barely put 10-15% into the American development programs, which, again, that includes the Caribbean. So that shows how much they caring about the Caribbean, because how much you want to bet a large portion of that is still going to go to the United States, and then a lesser portion is going to go to the islands. That's what's going to happen. So it's like, okay, you got 15% earmarked for the Americas. Okay. The vast majority, I guarantee it, is going to the U.S. And then let's say 50%. The other 50% got to get split between what? Jamaica going to get most of it. And then you got Bahamas maybe, and then everybody else. But Africa got 1/3 of all their development. And I'm telling you, like Germany, and I follow, my second favorite sport has been soccer, football. So Germany took 20 years, and they studied how the Brazilians were playing. They took 20 years before they won, not this last World Cup, but the one before that. And they obliterated Brazil. They obliterated Spain, and then Spain picked it up and they did it. But they took them 20 years. I listened to everything they said. They said we took them when they were kids, when we found them when they were 4 and 5. We saw what the Brazilians did, but we did it as a business. So Brazilians did it for fun. They said, no, we doing this as a business. We had stats, numbers, how many seconds they need to play, how they need to do it, all of that. It took them 20 years and they destroyed them. That's the same thing that's happening with Africa right now. Their sprinters are being developed and people ain't going to notice until it's too late.
Too late.
Yep. The U.S. always going to have the sprinters. U.S. is always going to have sprinters, but it's going to get real crowded when Africa starts to develop. You see South Africa right now and Botswana, they've been slowly sliding up over the last 2 Olympics since 2016, actually.
Yes, they have.
Yep.
Yes, they have. And they can't keep their politics the same like that. It's because Jamaica is a 100-meter nation. Yes, it can go to 200, but it's really a 100-meter nation. You're going to have a middle distance coach. You're going to have to start developing these 400s, these 800s, these hurdles, and implement them and start implementing them in relays, implement them, because if you have a middle distance coach, that's such a big breeder. Because the middle distance coach can expand from the upper to the lower to the sprints to the it does so much to a program.
Yep.
You know, it's almost more important to have a middle distance coach than it is having an elite sprint coach.
Yeah.
An elite sprint coach, 1, 2, maybe that person can go up to a 4. The mid distance coach got way more of a range. That's why Bobby Kersey is so vital and important. Another middle distance coach out there in USC, Quincy Watts. Very vital.
Yeah, brother, you mind I put your image on the screen so people see the interactions and whatnot, or no?
I mean, I just bought a home, man. I'm a homeowner, and I
okay.
got a whole bunch of stuff on my walls, but yeah, you can do that.
All right, cool. I just wanted to have some interaction so they got somebody, face moving since they don't see mine.
Okay, so how do I turn my video on? Like,
you got your video on the whole time. That's what I'm saying. You had it on the whole time. Yeah, I just noticed it. I'm like, dang, you still got your video on.
Oh,
so yeah, your video's already on. You good wherever you at. Like that's fine.
Okay.
So let me put him on the screen real quick, guys. So we got some just interaction. So we got some people here. I wanted to ask his permission before I put him on.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can put me on.
Yeah. So let me get this comment real quick. Hunter Jules said Usain Bolt was being shady throwing shots at Noah, but Noah did not respond. He could have replied. So there's no punctuation here, so I'm gonna have to roll with this. With why is all the Jamaicans pulling out all of the races and being injured, calling out their coaches? See, or being injured, calling out the coaches. So yeah, here's the thing. See, the reason why Noah Lyles is not gonna respond to Usain Bolt, I'm gonna tell it to y'all right here. Yeah, here's 2 reasons why he would not respond. Number 1, Usain Bolt don't matter right now. He's not competing. That's 1. And number 2, he is within the sport of track and field. How many times does Noah Lyles have to tell y'all that he is trying to transcend track and field? So all the shots he's gonna take are outside of track and field. Like when he went against the NBA, he's gonna go against other people outside of it. That's what you're supposed to do. That is exactly the swag that people need. This is how you get people like a Muhammad Ali. The reason why he's known outside of boxing is because of what he stood for as himself as a person. So Noah Lyles being in track and field, he's got to be a little bit more, since the stereotype is you're the little brother that we gonna pat on the head. Oh yeah, he can run fast, but that's all. It don't take that much skill to do that. All you do is run. That's all the marketing behind it. So of course, Noah Lyles appears to be fake and phony to people because he's projecting his voice. We all can hear it. When he goes to the interviews, he doesn't talk like when he was like 16 or when he was 18 at the last Rio Olympics. He talks with and we need to say something right now. Like he pauses, he enunciates all his words, he slowly talks. Because even when he's on his own YouTube channel and he's explaining how he does his drills, he talks very different. But when he knows it's a camera in front of him, he's talking real slow and he's going to take a shot at somebody. And that's part of the marketing. He knows exactly what he's doing. I love it. Because I'm like, that's the perfect way that you got to market. And let me do this last thing here, and I'm going to let you talk again. This is how Jamaica, I'm going to, see, this is an FBA thing right here. Because I swear, I don't know, or this is an American thing, but mainly FBA and the people that's around us. I don't know other people. I'm going to shout out Africa Diaspora News Channel, the Black Channel with Jason Black. Tariq Nasheed, I'm going to tell it there. You know why? Because all of these channels are uplifting every other black people on the planet. And they're started by black Americans. And they're uplifting the Africa Diaspora News Channel, Philip Scott. He over there, and he's got Ethiopians. He's got South Africans. He got all of them doing news reporting and uplifting black people. The reason why I'm about to say that, it just does have to do with sports and everything, is this is how Jamaica can win. And you don't have to necessarily even win the 100, 200 anymore. You got to change your marketing for the island nation. Because right now, people think of Jamaica and they think, what do they think? Well, they might think weed, crime, and sprinting. And that's what they're thinking. Now, what they saw here, and I'm telling you, I'm getting people around. I'm business oriented. People around me are telling me, why is Jamaica acting like this? That's what they're saying. These are white people saying it. These are black people saying it. These are people in different countries. And when I'm saying this stuff, these are things I'm seeing behind the scenes. Y'all got to change y'all marketing, because y'all should have a big ass pool with that tiny island nation. The tourism should be off the joint. It should be popping. But also, y'all should just be what 2.7 million, y'all said? Very small population, but you can get so much money down there like it's Dubai. Almost every single one of y'all should be above middle income because of this one thing I'm about to say. You see how Noah Lyles is acting? I want y'all to come on with that same persona, even if you got to fake it to make it, because he said he had to fake it to make it all 2021. I'm going to bring up that video to people here. You got to fake it to make it until it becomes real. Y'all got to come with a class and elegance where y'all going to say, you know what, whoever's trash talking unnecessarily, we going to call them out ourselves. We not going to let you call them out, Nick, over there. We're going to call out those people. We're going to have the channels, and we going to do some straightening among ourselves. Because once we do that, everybody else going to see it. Then they going to want to associate with us. That's what's going to have to happen. Y'all going to have to change that energy, that same image. And then when your sprinters come, and when y'all start performing at the Olympics, y'all got a nail business. Y'all got a wig business. You got a weed business. You got this business, that one, that one, that one, that one. And then that's where all the marketing money comes in, because people want to do business with you. But right now, I'm telling you, sponsors ain't going to want to do business with that.
Right. No, they're not. And
so that hurts the people and the athletes.
Absolutely. And partly, I want to kind of tack on to the whole Usain Bolt and this thing. Usain Bolt shouldn't even be talking about Noah Lyles, this, that, and that. He should be trying to get money to finance, bring investors to finance in Jamaica. All this talking back and forth, you're just doing nothing but a hamster wheel. You're not going anywhere with it. It's not bringing any money to the sport. You're just hamster wheeling it, and you need to be doing what Michael Johnson is doing. Michael Johnson is right now is having the lead. Right now, he was an understudy under Mark Cuban. So yep. I have full faith. Of course, a couple things need to be ironed out, this, that, and the other. But as long as you got the structure of it, things can always be altered. But that's where you need to be going with track, not this little tic-tac, little stupid stuff. And also, in 2022, I was there. I was at the World Championships. Hold on. Gotta do that. World Championships 2022. Trust me. Nice. When they talk to Noah, all this stuff is planned, okay?
Yep.
I just want to let you know that all this stuff is they are pushing money behind Noah. They are doing these things, and Noah had to accept that he was going to get all the scrutiny. In 2022, they decided that because there was a big argument, and I don't want to put people's names into it and all this other stuff, but I'll let you know that I was in Motel 6, and a certain athlete that was getting their hair cut, their father was down.
Hey, wait. Hold on. If them USATF or JAAA people could come after you, I don't want them to disappear you. So, oh, okay. Okay. I told people I watch out. I told them, I said, I don't let people incriminate themselves or nothing. I want them to disappear you now. You might be saying something before they say, oh, look, the Americans talk too much. Yeah, they go say the Americans talk too much. Go ahead, man.
Oh, but it truly is Illuminati. It truly is. But no, when they was having trouble with that relay in 2022, they decided that.
Oh, okay.
They decided that. Okay, so like, I'm not gonna just. I mean, all the stuff that I don't know.
That's what it seems like. That's what it seems like based on what Carl Lewis said. Carl Lewis actually had a tweet yesterday, or right after the 200. He's mentioned. He said, it takes a lot to be the person that is pushing the sport outside and growing the sport. So he was referring to Noah Lyles and I think to a lesser extent Sha'Carri. And he said, you get all of the accolades, but you also take all of the bruises and the shots when the negatives happen. He said it takes a certain person to be able to do that. And then he went through a whole Twitter thing. I think I'm going to bring that up right now because Carl Lewis was mentioning that. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense because Carl Lewis was that person. He was that person that said, I'm going to put myself out there. Let me bring this here. Let me see. While I'm getting that, you can go ahead and do that. Dang, where is it at? Somebody said, oh, dang. Wow. Carl Lewis, I'm going to bring this up on everybody's screen. They won't be able to see you when I switch the screen here in just a second. But I'm about to bring this up on you guys' screen here. Somebody said, here's a medal for Kenny Bednarek for that. And then basically they gave him a tinfoil hat or a tinfoil or a cannon top. And then Carl Lewis said, let's focus on the big problems, not troll athletes. That's very interesting. I don't know what Kenny Bednarek did. Oh, for that relay.
Yeah. They shouldn't have really, and to be honest, they need to have a four set of guys that are separated from that. I mean, if Noah wants to be a part and Coleman wants to be a part of it, you know what I mean. But they really need to have four guys that really practice that. It doesn't need to be a collection of guys that's just being pushed together. And I felt like Kenny Bednarek, he didn't have enough experience being in the 4x1 to be saying, oh, I think I deserve to be. No, you should come in just like how Christian Coleman came in 2019 when he was in Doha, and he said, I just told the coach, wherever you need me to be at, I need to be there. And other than that, that's it.
Man.
Me telling you, this is where I think I should be. Right then and there, I would have let him go. You know what? You need to go.
Man, I could go in the whole thing on that. I could go a whole thing on that one, but let me stay focused on this one thing and say this comment here, because I'll say that probably after this. But okay, somebody, Jamrock, you said that that the U.S. was using drugs, and that's why they were beating the Jamaicans. And before Jamaica started to do it. So here's what I got to say. I got former Jamaican Olympians that told me about the programs over there. Okay? I got former Jamaican Olympians. And I was thinking about bringing a one or two of them on that could tell me about the program and what is being hidden over there and some of the athletes being protected. I didn't want to go there. and I probably still don't, because I said this. Number one, I don't really like talking about the drug talk because we need to move beyond that. We need to really
Yeah.
move beyond that. Track and field equal drugs type of thing. Who gonna want to invest in that for real, for real? Because
Yeah,
all the
that's it.
sports have drugs in them, all of them. NBA,
Yeah.
NFL, NHL, Premier League, soccer, and cricket. All of them have it, and they all ban athletes when they catch them using it. But guess what? For some reason, sore ass losers want to bring up drug talk all the time, as if they're not using it in the NFL or something else. When they catch their athletes, they ban them, but they don't ban them for lifetime bans most of the time. They ban them 1 or 2 games or half a season or something like that. Track and field is the longest extremist banning for some reason, but let's not go there. But here's the second thing, Jamrock. Didn't a lot of those Jamaicans train with the Americans in the U.S. college system? So you telling me
Uh-oh.
those same
Uh-oh.
ones that trained with the U.S. coaches, because the Jamaican coaches weren't until just recently. So you talk about all those years that I saw Jamaicans like Don Quarry that were making it into the finals, they were clean. So if the Americans were using drugs and the Eastern Europeans were using drugs and some of the British were using drugs, you telling me somehow Jamaica just didn't do it and all they wanted to win too? That's what you telling me? Come on, use some freaking common sense for a change. Because some of y'all say some of the dumbest things. For real. Just think about that. You were playing me like I was born yesterday. So if all these people getting caught using drugs in different countries, you telling me the same athletes training with some of the same coaches, they didn't use it, but the other ones did? That don't make no damn sense. Sit down, dude. So I'm going to end that drug one right there. I just had to get that one out, man.
Sir, you're not allowed to connect dots. You're not allowed to.
I know, right? I can't think too hard. I can't use common sense. I cannot just put 2 and 2 together. Even without the former Olympians that I know that are previous to the Jamaican coaches. I'm talking about they're old enough that they are before the Jamaicans decided to start their own program, which was basically the last athlete was Veronica Campbell Brown, that was trained basically U.S. college system. Right after her, I'm talking about from her time and before. Those are the Olympians that I'm talking about. The ones that some of them didn't get a chance to medal. The ones that some of them, all they got paid was with Nike clothes and they didn't really get a check. Those stories that they told me personally. See, I could bring them up here because I don't want to be the American that talks too much. So I'm going to let them say it themselves if I can convince them. Y'all just got me inspired to potentially want to do that. But I'm going to let you continue on here because the Zoom only got you 6 minutes. So if you wanted to say some final words on it, I'll let you get that.
Man. Man, I appreciate you bringing me up here. And maybe it was maybe it was I don't know, it was something in the air to bring me up on here, and and I'm glad it was a misunderstanding that brought me up on here, because this is probably my first time ever talking about track on YouTube or anything like that. But
nice.
Definitely I'll be back, man. I listen to you every once in a while, man. I'm gonna start listening to you a little bit more. There's just a lot of American hating, bashing channels, man. So I kind of stay away from them, right?
Man, it's too many. I was about to start coming at some of them. I was like, man, I don't know how see, because within me, I personally don't like arguing. I personally don't, but if I do, I kill it. I kill somebody in these arguments and debates. If you read some of the comment section of what I'm doing with people, I'm like, yeah, I came from the U.S. because some of us be saying some stuff. It'll be like and I got too many women around me. You know how a woman to drop a bomb on you, and at the moment, you think it was hitting you, but then like an hour or 2 days later, you like, damn, I'm in depression. Like, what the heck she hit me with? I'm like, those the type of comments I'm hitting people with in these comment sections. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna have them call in, because it's too much this typing keyboard warrior, and I'm reading it in my voice instead of hearing them. And when I challenged them yesterday to that hater debate, only one person showed up, and she doesn't even leave comments in my comment section hating. All the ones that said they will, all the ones that be trolling, none of them called in. None of them had no balls.
It won't, because they really can't elaborate on their trolling stuff. It doesn't make sense when you actually bring them to the forefront and actually tell them to break it down.
Yeah,
you ask somebody to actually regurgitate what they said and break it down, it don't even make sense to them. So yeah, they're not gonna come up.
I mean, at least for some entertainment value. That's what I thought they was gonna do. I thought they was gonna do it because this is sports and entertainment. So this is the perfect thing to do. They troll our politics channels all the time, and it'd be kind of funny. So I'm like, okay, why don't you just troll an actual entertainment focused channel? Because then that actually makes sense. It's entertainment. People say random stuff. So go ahead, get it out your chest. Just let it out. That's what I was trying to get them to do. But this channel, I'm gonna direct it. What I've been trying to do, and I haven't figured it out yet, but once I get on it, you're going to see it in me hitting videos. I'm going to try to combine sports and business because we don't talk business too much. I got the business ones. They literally only get 100 views. Like, if you just go through my channel, look at the lowest view ones.
If you're doing some business stuff, I definitely, I love to hop on there and listen to you and chime in, man. I just started I just got an LLC. Doing basically, I'm gonna be selling a lot of stuff online, but I buy a lot of pallets, big giant pallets. I just bought a house. I actually got real estate out in on the other end of town. I'm taking care of my father's real estate, so definitely, if you got some things that you're talking about there, I definitely would love to hop on.
Yeah, definitely. I'm like, I gave somebody some advice. He got to call me back on September. Dang, I put it on my calendar. That guy knows when he got to call back, but I got him to call me back. I learned that from Jason Black. Hey, call me back. So I'm going to put my reputation in public because I've been helping people for so long. But I did it on his Instagram with his track club. So if we talking business, hey, let's go ahead and do it. I want to network. We get some lawyers. We get some builders and everything like that. Put them together so that we can start putting in some actual work with that. But I want to combine sports and business. I did it my first year and it was kind of good. So when you see me talk about Noah Lyles, for instance, I'm talking about him from a marketing standpoint a lot of times. That's what I talk about him from. I might say something on his performance, but then I'm actually talking about business. So what a lot of people aren't understanding and what I'm not making clear just yet, and for this last week, I didn't really try to, but after this again, I'm going to try to use the athletes, them, as a moniker. I'm actually talking to the viewer. So when I'm saying, oh, Elaine is doing this, like what I did in the first year in 2021 when I made this channel, I'm saying Elaine is doing this, Shelly Ann's personality is this, Sha'Carri is this. I actually was using them as monikers, talk about their time a little, talk about their ranking in my system, but then use them as a springboard to, hey, you should put in some work in your life. This is how you're going to do it. We ain't trying to keep you on the bottom. You need to be making $80,000, $120,000, $200,000. Let's get you up and upgraded. Or if you in the Jamaican dollars, you talking about 50,000, 70,000, so on and so forth per year. That's what I was trying to do before. So I'm going to try to figure it out here, but I haven't figured out how to blend both of them. You might not be able to because audiences are different.
But you know what? But that's needed. That's needed because you know why that's needed? Just because of the comment that Tobogo was talking about. You know what I'm saying? The comment Tobogo was talking about is that shows me that you have a lack of understanding of sports marketing.
Oh yeah, that was actually horrible.
You just said you actually just and smarter people that will listen to you. You actually just
he fumbled the bag. Self. He fumbled the bag hard.
Boy, he think he doing something righteousness. Well, he's acting stupid.
Dude, I'm like, they asked you, are you the face of track and field? He upgraded Noah Lyles with his comment. I was like, do you know that they gonna talk about Noah Lyles? Go ahead. I'm sorry. You got a minute before this thing about to cut you off, so go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead. Hey, chime on. Talk on that, man. I'll get back with you. If you hop on tomorrow, I'll hop on, or I definitely hit you up in the comment section. Look at me for Lock Raven, and I'll get back up with you, man.
All right, decent. Peace out.
Peace to the chat.
Hey, that was decent. I'm glad we had him on there. Let's end this. How do I do that? Because it's gonna end anyway. Okay, that was decent. So our Zoom is over on that one, but yeah, that was decent. I'm glad he did come up there, and I'm glad we had that misunderstanding because now we ain't got something a little bit more straight. Tobogo, let's get back to there, and I'm gonna cover some more of the other events. So Tobogo, and this is what I was gonna talk about with Carl Lewis, and then we get to some of the other events. I'm glad that y'all out here. Shout out to the family that's out here. The Buffalo Soldiers, I see you in the comment. Jamrock, Kwame, Ade, Hunter Jules, Lock Raven, of course, he was just on there. Smooth Will, everybody that's come out, John, everybody that's coming out. I'm glad that y'all coming out. Y'all could have been anywhere else. Y'all decided to come here and listen to this program. But look, as far as Tebogo, this man dropped the freaking ball. Like, to the point where I didn't even want to put him. Y'all notice, I'm about to put one, if I didn't already, with Faith Kipyegon. I'm going to be like, look, she's the greatest 1,500 meter athlete of all time. Man or woman. She's done something that Hisham El Garouj couldn't do. She's done something that Nuruddin Morsalini couldn't do. She's done more than any other 1,500 meter athlete. Steve Scott, whoever. Bernard Lagat, you go to any location. 3 Olympic Games, multiple world records. She's just destroying, wrecking people left and right. And Leslie Tebogo had the mic in front of him. Asked if you're going to be the face of track and field. And he thought he was doing a smart aleck remark. Actually, he was one of those, you had the gun loaded. He put the gun and pointed it in his mouth and pulled the trigger. Even somebody under his post said, it was a woman. She said, and I saw it on YouTube. She said, why are you talking about Noah Lyles when the question was about Usain Bolt? You're making Noah Lyles and giving him more attention. And she was mad about Noah Lyles. She don't even like Noah Lyles. But she knew, she was smart enough to know this man is now raising the stock. Because think of it this way. Y'all know that when you're doing well in life, you attract haters. Even if you don't say anything about them. Think of it that way. Think of the woman that was in gymnastics for the U.S. that they're saying, oh, now she got to give back her bronze medal. She don't trash talk nobody, but you go on her Instagram page, you go on her Twitter now, they're saying she stole the medal. Oh, look, she cheated, she's ghetto, all of this stuff. All the same stuff I'm hearing from Jamaicans and saying, oh, no, that's because Noah Lyles' mouth. No. They went to Jordan Childs and they went on her and they're destroying her. And she said, I got to get off of social media and take a break for a few days because it's getting to me. No, that's because she's got the attention. She's got the eyes. So you're going to attract haters. And guess what? Now they making me pay attention to Jordan Childs more because I wasn't really going to be paying attention to her all like that. Now I'm over there. I'm like, oh, shoot, she got a nice ass and stuff too. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to pay attention to her more because all these haters are there. That's what's happening with Noah Lyles. The more people trash talk him and feed into that, y'all just making him bigger and bigger. Keep on doing it. If that's what y'all want to see, keep on doing it. Keep on keeping on with that energy. Let's lay Tebogo. You just lowered your stock value. Unfortunately for you. That was to your detriment. But yeah, he don't know nothing about marketing. I would have ate that question up so freaking good. Like, yeah. Like, I don't know what he could have said differently because all I could think about was the dumb comment he said. But it made me not want to cover him. Think about that. You're talking about an American with one of the biggest markets. China, European Union, and the United States have the biggest markets. And all of the money is really coming from those locations. Okay? Think that for a second. And Tebogo decided to put a foot in his mouth to say, no, I could never be the face of track and field because I'm not a loudmouth and arrogant. What kind of cotton picking hell is this? You not a loudmouth and arrogant. Number one, you are arrogant. And number two, I guess depending on how you define loudmouth, he's gonna gain some brownie points from some of the audience, but he's not gonna gain brownie points from the sponsors. No, he's not. He should have rephrased it a little bit differently. He could have still said something similar, but he shouldn't have said, I'm not the face of track and field. No, definitely never. I don't care if it was sarcastic or not. It didn't come out the way he thought it was. It wasn't hitting the way he thought. Yeah, he doesn't understand. John, you're right. He doesn't understand sensationalism equals money. He is a young 21-year-old shy personality. He is saying he doesn't have the personality to be the face of track and field. This dude, a shy personality? Since when? Okay, y'all done it to me. I'm going to have to do it now. This man's shy personality I'm stick a pin in that one for a second. Let me get here. Carl Lewis said, I've been in track and field because I want to move on a little bit to the other events. But this is what we talk about. The 100 draws a lot of comments and a lot of things. But I want to cover the events I didn't cover before. So I don't want to get stuck on this too much longer. So here's the thing. Carl Lewis said, he's referring to Noah Lyles and to some extent Sha'Carri. But in this case, I think he was mainly referring to Noah Lyles. He said, I've been in track and field for almost 50 years. It is one of the most difficult sports to be in. Congratulations to all the great athletes in the world. And I marvel at your talent. But someone has to put themselves out there for all of you to get attention. Again, someone has to put themselves out there. Has to out themselves, not put themselves. Has to out themselves out there. I think he did really mean put themselves out there for all of you to get attention. And this is what we saying. Usain Bolt, and y'all ain't gonna like this, Usain Bolt got to eat because of Americans, not because of his ability. Remember, and I'm never gonna let this one drop, Puma was gonna drop his ass. If it wasn't for Americans being able to challenge him in the American market and the American market and the American market and the American market, not the Jamaican market. These companies are not charities. They pick up athletes so they can make money. They didn't see that they were going to make enough money with Usain Bolt. That was their assumption. That was the only reason that they would drop him. Think of it that way. Because if we all recognize track and field isn't really generating that much money, quote unquote, then they're looking at like, we paying this dude multiple millions of dollars a year, and he's basically making nothing for us while we need him. Now, from a PR perspective, them dropping him, and then if Nike did it, Jamaica didn't market Usain Bolt that well, not whatsoever. Many times we're saying Puma, but that could just be Jamaica overall. Didn't market him whatsoever properly. You can market a shy personality as well. There's a way to do it. Hey, Coco, that's my rabbit. I see that you walking around. That's what that clicking sound is in the background. But you can market a shy personality. You can market somebody that is an arrogant personality. There's all types of marketing. If you're going to do it, there's a specific way to do it that you can maximize it. But in real talk, in sports, people like high energy people. Serena Williams. They like high energy people. And she faced adversity. So people are going to pay attention to her. It's just, that's how it is. Now, here it is. He said, at Noah Lyles, it may be a tough time in your life right now. But your antics and talent are why they watched your race. There are very few global superstars in this sport, and the masses benefit from the few. So, if you think it is easy to put yourself out there, not knowing what the outcome will be, then do it. Until then, support our great athletes who have the courage to do that and think about how easy it is to ride, to just stay quiet and win. Okay, let me read this again. Let me read this in a normal voice. So if you think it is easy to put yourself out there not knowing what the outcome will be, then do it. Until then, support our great athletes who have the courage to do that and think about how easy it is to ride and just stay quiet and win. He has a point. If somebody else is being loud, then you could just stay quiet and say, oh, I'm better than him. Oh, I'm better than thou. You have a huge ego. See, ironically, the person that's announcing that I'm staying quiet, that's announcing and saying, I don't got this, you got the biggest ego. You got the biggest ego. You got to tell people that's what you are? Okay. Yeah, you're the opposite. If you got to tell people that's what you are, then you're the opposite. That's how it usually is. So he said, I congratulate all the great champions in our sport, but I admire the leaders who are willing to make a difference and deal with the consequences. That's the hard thing to do. Sorry for a few typos. It's late and I'm sleepy. It's past my bedtime. Yeah, he's an old man for sure. He's definitely an old man. Let me see. Let me go here to the comment section. Let me see this. And then now I'm finally going to move on to the 100 hurdles and all of those things. Let me see. The Buffalo Soldier said, yep, happened to me. Okay, happened to me. Let me move my mouth closer to the mic. And plenty others who do well. Your coworkers will come at you as haters when your light shines and theirs doesn't. Yes, that's what happened to me. I actually got removed from a job. It was like a gig thing, so they just didn't hire me. But that was the equivalent of being fired. I was doing so well, and I also was pretty loud because that's how my personality is. I'm pretty talkative, but I also could be very, very quiet. In this case, I was talkative. I thought I was comfortable enough to be able to do that. And this is what happened. A bunch of Haitians decided to team up on me, and they got me fired. They even said, oh, this person, they claimed that I said they were hiring illegals there. I didn't say anything about illegal. I said because they didn't know English. I was like, how you in this country without being able to speak English? They over here using translation apps. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. How are you over here and at this job when the requirement is to speak English? So then white Karen came out, manager, was like, oh, so we heard that you said that. And I remember, if I said it, I'm very direct. I am very direct. I'm not going to mince any words. How I talk on this YouTube channel is exactly, with curse words and all, how I talk in person, with the loud voice and everything. This is like me having an actual regular conversation with maybe a 1 or 2% difference. Maybe a 1 or 2% difference. 1 or 2% may be more of a entertainment factor or something like that. But for the most part, I'm talking exactly the same. If you sat in a room with me, I'm going to say the same thing. If it's fighting words, we fight. And if it's not fighting words, we not. So, but yeah, they came up. She came up and was like, oh, we heard you say this. I was like, what? Prove it. She couldn't prove it. But I was like, I don't care for it too much. So it was something I did for a while. If you guys recall, I said I was in a factory. And I was actually about 3 days away from quitting myself. So, they beat me to it. But yeah, that's what happened. They all grouped up. I got experiences. Other people got experiences with this. It could be from white people. It could be from other black Americans, to be fair. But it's just too many that have seen that it was non-black Americans that group up and stuff. But they would always try to, they start arguments with me. With the co-workers would start arguments with me or try to, because I'd just be like, dude, just do your job. Is that part of the job? Okay, no, let's do this. Lift the box, put the box here, do that. Everything else, we don't need to talk. That's how it got to that point where I'm just like, look, we ain't trying to do that. But let me get back on topic. So here's that. Y'all taking Tobago way out of context, like seriously. The loudmouth comment was that he ain't as talkative as Noah, so he couldn't be that. Shy personality off the track, he doesn't talk too much. Okay, here's the thing. It didn't hit the way he thought it would. If you got to explain, think about this. All this stuff that I had to clear up with you when like all these lies that said Noah was wishing people to have bad health. No, he didn't. He said he hoped Kashane doesn't get injured again. It wasn't even in a sarcastic tone. He said, well, I hope he doesn't get injured. That's what he said. Because he remembers he was running fast the last year. And if you remember, he said on that radio interview, he knew people like Kashane from his girlfriend. So he knew that Kashane was coming up. He knew he was fast. But hey, people want to take things out of context. Even that comment, that shouldn't even have to be explained. But because somebody doing some bad lying, now I got to explain for him. But if he says something like, shoot, I hope he gets injured. And then you got to explain that. Nope, he said those words. He didn't say that though. He said, I hope he doesn't get injured. This man is talking to an international audience. Most people, if they listen to him at all, they heard what Tobago said. You think they on my YouTube channel with the 20 to 30 people that are here and maybe 1,000 to 2,000, if it gets that, or if it blows up more, who knows, that will see this afterward. You think they watching this channel or reading the comment section to say, oh, people took him out of context? No, the vast majority heard exactly what this man said, and they're going to take him at face. Brothers and sisters, my cousins over there in East and West Africa, they say some things that sound different to me over here than just like we say things over there. I understand that. He said the wrong choice of words. Oh well, he's got to live with that now. The only way that he can turn around his marketing, just like Usain Bolt, they didn't care about Bolt. I'm telling you, these companies didn't care about Bolt. The only way that they cared about Bolt is that he kept winning. The United States athletes don't have to keep, quote, winning like that. Number one, you're from a bigger country. That's one advantage. Number two, he's got the personality to back with it. So he doesn't have to keep winning and winning and winning and winning over and over. So you get that? That's going to be the difference. Uh-oh, it's saying I'm buffering. Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me? Let me make sure. Let me listen to my own self.
So he doesn't have to keep.
Okay, yep. There it is. It's saying that I'm buffering though. But anyway. So let me see. They said Conor McGregor wrote the blueprint. Yeah, for marketing. They said facts. Puma signed Bolt at 16 because of what he did at the juniors. If you know the story, you know the story. Bolt signed in 2003 with Puma, 10-year, $20 million deal at 16. The reason, though, they thought about dropping him is because he didn't like to train. It don't matter too much because they were going to try to drop him. I mean, the CEO came out and said it himself. They said they were thinking about dropping him. This was after the world record. This was after he was already doing well. He didn't like to train before that, and he still was setting world records. That's the thing, right? He wasn't liking to train. They were going to drop him. But here's the thing. If Nike had signed him, I wonder how big he would have been at the height of when he was doing it. Now, that's the thing. While Usain Bolt was doing fantastically well and streaking, I think they would have promoted him a little bit more, but he would have had to show up in the U.S. a lot more often. That would have been the thing. If he didn't, then it would have just been kind of like a Shelly Ann and all of them. It would have been a big contract. He would have been paid well, probably even a little bit more than Puma. Given that he was just with Puma, he probably would have negotiated well. But lifetime contract, not. But yeah, it would have been decent, probably bigger than Puma, and they would have promoted him more if he raced in the United States more. Because Nike builds themselves off of this. And one last thing here, and then the next event. Nike was created because Bill Bowerman was like, we need an alternate to Adidas, right? So, yeah, they needed an alternate to Adidas. Now, you know how Nike grew, right? They took the most hated people, like that one soccer player. He was literally cursing people out. He was getting into fights all the time over there in Europe and everything. They took him, signed him. They took a tennis player that would throw the racket on the court. They took all of these athletes. They called them, quote, misfits. Basically, they took all the little, all the miscreants. They took all those athletes when they were first getting out, that first 10 or 15 years. That's how they caught attention above Adidas. That's how they defeated Adidas as a baby company. They defeated Adidas with superior technology, but that ain't enough. Being faster, being better than somebody is not enough to catch the hearts and minds of people. You gotta have something to give them. You gotta have something more. Just like it's saying this woman versus the other one as a man. And you say this woman is just better, but she's boring. She's got everything just perfect, right? She's a perfect book nerd or something like that. She cooks very well and all of that. But, you know, a lot of guys don't like that because it's kind of a little boring. They like a little craziness in them. Not too crazy, because the crazy chicks will destroy your life. But just a little bit, that's a little bit of drama, that you get a little bit of that, right? Some guys like more than others. And so that guy is like, if we're facing two women, here's the one that's just straight up boring. I'm trying to get her to do something. She want to stay inside all the time. That's me. You could tell that I don't like that at all. If she, everything else the same, but she just inside all the time and don't want to go nowhere. And I got to drag and beg somebody to come out. You are not the woman for me. You can be inside normally, but if I'm trying to like, let's go somewhere and it's dragging you. No, that's what it is with sports. All of those, Tobogo can feed off of Noah Lyles. That's how it is. He could feed off of Noah Lyles' energy. If he's going to be quiet, cool. Noah Lyles be up there. He takes the daggers like a Kanye West with Jay-Z and all of them. And then you get to eat off of Noah Lyles. But let's just be honest. All these other athletes that are more shy, they're eating off the Americans. That's where the attention is. Straight up. Oh yeah, Bob McEnroe throwing the tennis rackets. Yeah, there you go. See, y'all know what I'm talking about. So Nike had to build themselves up off of that. So if that took them to the largest company on the planet, that should tell y'all something. I'm just saying. There's no honor in saying, "Oh, I'm just perfect little goody two shoes." Oh, that works. But here, let's move on to the next one. So now we got to the next events. We got the men's pole vault. Duplantis. Oh, can I claim him for the United States like some Americans are doing other athletes because he trained and he grew up in Louisiana? Can I do that? Do I got permission, y'all, from Jamaica? Do I have permission? Because some of y'all in the comment section earlier when I said y'all claimed Alfred as an honorary Jamaican, this guy was literally an American, but he decided because of money, they weren't going to pay him much. The United States is a pole vault country. The United States is the top pole vault nation. Because if you look at the women's side, we're at the top. Year by year, 200 pole vault. Those are our most winningest events. 200 pole vault and 4x4. Those are the events right there. And then you got the 100 to a lesser extent. 200 is the most winning, I think, out of the sprints. And then 100 is the second. And then it's a 4x4 that's up there that for a relay. And then the pole vault. Those are what the power events are for the United States. So, do I get to claim Armand Duplantis? He ain't flying the flag for us no more, but he got it. So, I'm not going to claim him because he's with Sweden right now. And I'm okay with that. That's what I'm saying. I could say he's an honorary American. He quite literally is. He's money. So, Duplantis set the Olympic record. Oh, he set the world record. And he tried to do it at the last Olympics, but he just couldn't quite do it. And he said, man, this meant so much to him. If you saw him after how emotional he was with it, I could tell. So he already was like, hey, I got the Olympic record. He set that because he couldn't get it even the last time. And then he set the world record, which is at 6.25 meters. And of course, in the Bubka strategy and the other world record strategy, you kind of get a centimeter up, and you always keep getting that world record prize money. But hey, you know what? I don't particularly like that in pole vault. But hey, you know what? If you could do it, you could do it. So that's what he did. 6.25 world record. Hands off to Armand Duplantis. He's been dominant there. Sam Kendricks has been continuously finishing second place. And didn't he get cheated out the last time? So that means all this COVID stuff, since 40 plus athletes got it, and it turns out it wasn't that bad, as we already told people. The scam lockdowns, the scam all of this other stuff. See, people fall for propaganda all the time, every 4 or 8 years. And then I'm one of the people that don't be falling for it. And I'm telling people, and then I'm looking crazy. And then later on, they didn't fall for it. Oh yeah, that was kind of crazy. It's like, what? So, Sam Kendricks, he got robbed the last time. This time, he got a silver medal. So, congratulations to him. Corrales, he got the... who did they decide to do it? It was on Countback. Corrales from Greece winded up getting that. All I saw was Sam Kendricks and then Duplantis. That's the only part of the pole vault. I didn't see the whole lead up. But I will watch the whole pole vault later because that is my favorite event. That is my favorite event. Let me see something here. Oh, wait a minute. You said Elaine didn't eat as a Nike athlete, and that's why she went to Puma. See, Elaine wasn't allowing her personality to shine. Based on all the information we got out there, Elaine be throwing some hands. I'll just put that. Elaine be throwing some hands, and Elaine has a personality that she doesn't allow people to see too much out there. So, of course, she's not going to eat. But also, let's be honest. Nike don't really care about Jamaica like that. That's why Puma's already dominating down there. How many times we got to show y'all Prefontaine? They did a complete lockout. I did the definitive video on that back in 2021 where I said, like, they literally, I said, should they leave for another company? Because Nike completely ignored them. All three of them. Nike ignored, especially the two that was signed, Shelly Ann and Elaine. Shelly Ann decided to stay. She's like, look, I ain't gonna get a better deal. Ended up getting a 69.5. She got the gold. Fang got the silver, and then we got Sandra. I don't know how to pronounce her last name for Croatia. Got the bronze. Let's move on. Women's 5,000 meters. In this one, they were throwing some freaking hands. All right, this 5,000 meters. If y'all haven't seen that yet, go and watch that. I believe that Faith Kipyegon probably, maybe she still would have got second. I don't know. It's so hard to say here because she was there the whole time. The world record holder, Gudaf Segay, she was up there. She came in front. I can't show the video. It's probably going to copyright even with that one part. Y'all saw the screenshot I did. Just go watch it. Go watch the 5,000. It's about, with about 3 laps to go. Gudaf Segay gets in front of Faith Kipyegon. Right? She gets in front of her, but she cuts in too early. As in, she's cutting in. You think a thing Mo and all of those tripping is bad? No. And every decade, every few years, the Ethiopians and the Kenyans literally be throwing hands. Y'all got to go look at the 800 one time. Y'all got to look at the 3,000 meter steeplechase and that fight, the brawl that stuck out. Man, imagine seeing somebody that weighs like 120 pounds and they just throwing fists. Like literally punching at each other and fighting. That is like, that's strange. You see people that's just skin and bones fighting each other. It's kind of hilarious. No joke. No lie. I don't want to, like, you know, get amusement off of grown people fighting like that. But seeing people that's basically skin and bones with no fat on them, no meat to their bones, fighting, it's like hilarious to me. It's kind of hilarious. I don't know. Maybe y'all just look for the races on YouTube. Look for the brawls in those 3,000 meter steeplechase, the 800. You get Haile Gebrselassie got punched in the back of the head by a Kenyan when he was 19 at that World Juniors 10,000 because he was running on the heels of somebody where his shoe came off. So that wasn't really a fight. He just punched him in the back of the head at the finish line and got DQ'd. So, but Faith Kipyegon, she got cut in on. The hands was thrown there. She was like, yo, move, because she almost fell into the rail. And so that takes a lot of energy, right? And so they almost got unbalanced. And then Beatrice Chebet, and you know all of them know Swahili. So they are over there probably cursing her. And Faith Kipyegon was like, F you or something. I swear she was speaking English for a split second. And it was like, F you mean, B? She said, F you mean, bitch. Get the hell out of here. And they DQ'd Faith for a second. And I'm like, oh, she started breaking down crying. So that was very heartbreaking. You could even find the videos of her breaking down crying. She's like, why did they DQ me when it clearly wasn't her fault? But that was an amazing race. But a lot of that energy came out of Faith Kipyegon. She had kicked early. So Segay decided to get in front of them. I'm surprised she didn't get DQ'd. Segay decided to get in front of him, and then she just started slowing down. Like how you move in front of somebody just to die out. Like that was the weirdest thing. She hasn't been performing well whatsoever leading up to these Olympics. Like before this, she was doing good earlier in the year, even indoor, and then I don't know, something happened to her like 2-3 weeks out from this, and she's been wobbling and everything. So I don't know. She was running like she was drunk. But the Kenyans surrounded her, and they were saying something to her. I don't know. But it allowed Safan Hassan to get bronze. And Safan Hassan got the marathon gold, too. So, man, she got some range. 5,000 meters, that's unheard of, to get a marathon and 5,000. Let me move on to the next event. Just in case, let me check the comment section here. You said, see the marathon today? Oh my God, actual hands. Oh yeah, I don't know what this is with them athletes. They throwing hands, I swear. They said Elaine left for some more money. I don't know why people assume Nike not taking care of Shelly either. No, we talking about, they don't show it. See, that's the thing. Okay, look, let me go back to Nelly real quick. Nelly, you said Elaine definitely has personality. Many of the athletes do, but they don't show it. People are nasty. Okay, a lot of the Jamaican athletes, we covered that at the beginning. There were comment sections here. Let me see if I could bring this back up. Where they were saying, yeah, some of the people don't want to say this. Like when this guy said, wishing nothing but failure. Okay. Now, and he was saying this about Janelle. Now, this person here, this woman said here, I believe, some of the Jamaican athletes weren't lying about how they get treated by their own country and countrymen and women. Keep it up, and some Jamaican athletes will start representing other countries. This is what we say. So a lot of us over here say to each other that we say, damn, the Jamaicans are harder on their point, that some of the Jamaican athletes are scared to actually make moves or do something. Like, literally. Y'all a little bit harder than y'all athletes, and that's probably because it's small nation. It's more maybe family. It's kind of like family centric, not as necessarily like a family, but when you got small close knit things, people feel more personally connected. So therefore, they take a couple of liberties with people to the point where I found this unique to Jamaica as far as athletics wise. Is I see this in other areas in the U.S. too, but we're sticking to athletics right now. But some of the athletes might be afraid to, do some things because, like you said, people are nasty. They don't want to have to deal with that, especially if they're living in Jamaica too. You kind of deal with some people in real life. If Justin Gatlin got the heat at these track meets and people coming up to him on the street and stuff, I can imagine somebody, and this is him traveling to different locations. I can imagine somebody living in Jamaica and they're like, man, I don't want to deal with some of the people here because they might actually take it out if I start to say stuff. So, because they take it to heart. I'm just saying, people take it to heart. Now, getting back to this other thing here, Chibet is a beast. She was putting all those times, and she just came off of being triple Olympic gold winner, and Sha'Carri got a bigger contract than her. Yep. He said, thank you for letting me know. I didn't know that. What was her issue with her coach? Isn't he coaching Sha'Carri right now? What do you mean by that? Oh, y'all already replying to each other. So her contract was coming up, and Puma, the bag. Puma is smart in that not only do they get in individual athletes, they sponsor a lot of the track meets in Jamaica. Well, Sha'Carri wasn't up for a new contract then. Elaine let something get to her head, saying Nike should have done more. Elaine only won bronze since then. Yeah, sometimes, trying to move on and go only for a bag or only for certain things, it kind of could hurt you, okay? Some things they look good. It's like saying, hey, I'm with this man or this woman in a relationship, and you are thinking about getting married, and somebody else new and shiny comes up. You don't know nothing about them. They just got a good marketing ploy. I say ploy because that's what it is most of the time. It's a good marketing with them, and you're like, yeah, I should probably talk to this person. They got more personality than the person I've been with for the last 6, 7, 8, 10 years. 2, 3, 4 years. Oh, I see this new person. Maybe I start creeping with them. And then you ruin your own relationship. Somebody that would be overall, they're not the best person on the planet, because why would you be looking for the best anyway? That's highly unrealistic. But they probably were the best person for you, or one of the best people, or just somebody that you was cool with, that you could get down with. But now this other person that seems short term more exciting, short term all of this, and then you find out, damn, I should have stayed where I was. And that might be a lane right now, because that's what it's looking like to me. Yep, that's what it looks like to me. Now the next event, let's move on. Now getting to the 800-meter final, I'm going to do a whole ass video on this one. Keely Hodgkinson came out, brought the crown out. She said, I am the queen of the 800. Damn. She brought that crown out. She said, I'm finna solidify this real quick. She brought that crown out, put that thing on, and she wanted everybody to know that I am meaning it. And you know what? I wasn't taking this serious back in 2021. I'm going to admit this. I'm going to admit where I was a little bit wrong. When Otto and Sonia Richards-Ross, they said that this is going to be a rivalry. No, it was the British announcers that really said it. It was Tim Hutchins, I think, that said this. And I forget the other guy's name. Steve Ovett. I think that one of them said that this will be a rivalry for years to come because Athing Mo and her are the same age. They're only a few months different. So both of them about 21, 22. And they were like, yeah, Keely Hodgkinson is going to be a rival for her. And I'm over here like, Athing Mo's way in front of her, especially because her 400 time is so much better. But guess what Keely did? She started working and running 400s this year. That's what she's been doing. Now she's faster than Athing Mo. Even before the injury, she's fast. She's got a faster time than Athing Mo this year. Now, if Athing Mo wasn't injured and she could build on what she did last year, maybe she could have improved the personal best she had last year at that Diamond League. But regardless, that's where it is now. Keely Hodgkin led the race. She let them all know she controlled it. She said, I'm better than all y'all in the 400, and I'm better than all y'all in the 800. None of y'all can touch me. I got the win. So she came in there and she said, I got this. Daguma, I kind of hesitate to say this because certain athletes look a certain way, but it's giving me vibes of those certain athletes that may need to take certain things in order to compete in these events. I don't know. Are y'all getting those vibes for Daguma as well? I don't want to be offensive because I know I'm online. I'm recording on this and I'm on video, and I don't want to say certain things because, one, legally, and number two, I don't want to be offensive because certain people may look a little bit more strong in the face and body than others, but they've kind of reminded me of Mboma and, you know, other athletes. And I swear that's what that is that whole aura that's around Dagoma kind of reminded me of that. I don't know. I tried to look up, but I could not find anything because you wouldn't actually know. Like they said before, there are a lot of those athletes that are competing at these world championships, and a high amount of them do finish in the medal count, but you would not know. You would not know if they didn't tell you. The only reason that Mboma and like 4 or 5 other athletes were known is because something got announced publicly, because you're not supposed to release people's medical records or nothing like that. That's illegal anywhere on the planet. But something, I think there was like some kind of clause or whatever, however it got announced. But otherwise, you could be real quiet on it. They did say there is a high amount of the athletes that will be competing in the medal contention for that. For the ones that do make it, they almost certainly are in the top 3. That's what World Athletic Statement put out when they did that. But Mary Mora got 3rd. Congratulations to the top 3 ladies that competed here in the 800. But Keely Hodgkinson was out for blood. She didn't let nobody come up and get a medal whatsoever. She was not playing. And the thing, Mo, without her being there, it is kind of like, I wish she was more of a challenge, but the thing, Mo, wasn't in it. She was not in it. Could she have raced herself into shape and defended her championship? After what happened with her with the fall, number one, a thing, Mo, in a race in an 800 equals a fall. Every single year, a thing, Mo, is in one of these 800 races. Somebody is stumbling and falling. I swear. Every single year. So it's her. Yes, it is her. We can't separate it. We got to be honest here. A thing, Mo, causes trips and falls. Whether it is her literally causing one because she cut in too fast like what happened this year, or because of her back kick, which that's the other athlete's responsibility to see that she got a big back kick, but they're not used to it. So maybe they're going to run into it, but that's them, or something else. But something about her with these 800s at the pro level, falls and trips keep happening. Last time it was Nia Akins. This time it's a thing, Mo, at this Olympics. And then some people are saying maybe we should have selection processes here. If we do have a selection process, first 2 should be able to automatically go, and 3rd can be up for a vote for the selection committee, or they just, if it's an at-large bid. If it's not somebody like an Athing Mo that is a defending champion or something, then you don't let them. That's the best method I could do for a compromise. Otherwise, it's the top 3. You got to perform. Hey, you don't perform, you don't make it. But I think that if we are going to do that, I think that would be the case. You should allow an Olympic champion to come through to do that if they did a good faith effort to do it. Because that's why Athing Mo got up and continued. She was probably thinking, but you got to remember, a good faith effort has to be done. I remember looking at the clauses for medical reasons or other stuff to be able to be put on a team. You have to do a good faith effort and complete the race. That's what has to happen. Even if you're injured, you got to have a good faith effort. At least that's what USATF. I don't know what other nations. USATF, good faith effort. Now, with the women's hammer throw, we got Cameron Rogers. They got the win. That's kind of actually expected. Then we got Annette Ichikun. Oh, man. Echikunwoke for the USA. I believe she's a Nigerian that is representing the United States. So, yeah. You said, no, Elaine let her husband influence her to leave Frano. Man, That was the worst decision ever. And I remember they were saying her husband was gonna coach her, and I was like, that is horrible. You gonna go from a known quantity. I think she thought that her husband could do what Shelly Ann did with Walcott. This dude was like literally not a coach. He was a cook for the team. Maybe that was just a front position. He was only with them for like a year, maybe two, and he learned all the techniques and all of that. And they just was like, all right, I learned what I needed to do. I recorded everything I needed, and it's apparently working because Shelly Ann got all the knowledge too, of course. Plus Walcott, she may just need somebody to hold the watch, and then she actually got the workouts and stuff. I don't know. Who knows? Then we got Zhao, women's hammer throw. There you go. Now we got the men's long jump. Tentaglo Miltiadis from Greece, because I be getting Tentaglo, his first name, wrong all the time. As you just saw there, I got it wrong the first time. He got a goal. Then we got Pinnock for Jamaica. So that was a silver. Good job, Jamaica, for that one. Then we got Mattia. As y'all see, I'm switching from first names to last names on this. For Italy. There you go. I didn't really follow that too much. So men's 1500. With this one, that y'all just gotta watch it. Okay, y'all just gotta watch the 1500. That's another exciting race. Cole Hocker, he pulled the same thing that Quincy pulled in that 400, except in the 1500 that's possible. He tried to move. He tried to get up there. It was like a boxing match. He tried to do a little jab in there. And then Josh Kerr moved inside. So he was like, oh, wait a minute. He blocked. And then the Goose came up there. But here's the thing. Ingebrigtsen was on the outside. So at some point to block off Ingebrigtsen, Josh Kerr had to move to the outside again. Because that's how it is. Y'all start moving to the outside so he could do more. Instead of running in a straight line, you're trying to get him off kilter. But here's the thing. When he moved outside, Cole Hocker, they got two finishes here. He was able to get in, get the win, get a win in a fast time. They're only 1.65 seconds away from the world record. That was an Olympic record. Fantastic job. Broke a half a second off that Olympic record. Cole Hocker with the win for the U.S. This looks like the 1500 is now going back to like the 80s, where Britain, same thing with the 800. 800, 1500, Britain has been invested in that program heavily because they dominated in the 80s. It looks like it's becoming the U.S. and Britain again, and the African nations ain't really showing themselves too much in this 1500 on the men's side. And the 800, it looks like that, because look at this. Look at this final. Kenya was second to last and last. Those are the first two African, unless you include Nagus, but people representing Africa. And quite frankly, if we just being fair here, you don't really see any other than Nagus. You don't see any real African representatives at all. Last and second to last. That is Kenya's worst showing in this in a while. This is like completely reversed. This was the fastest packed up 1500 in a long freaking time. So congratulations to Cole Hocker, Josh Kerr, and Yared Nagus. Josh Kerr thought he was going to win. He was a little bit disappointed. You could hear it in his interview. He thought this was my time to win. He did not expect Cole Hocker to get there. And this was what I mean in the 100. If you don't win the first time you come out, then the next time you might not get it. That's what I'm saying. Last time he got beat. This time Josh Kerr got beat. He thought it was his time now. Now it's another 4 years before he gets to try it again. And then he's going to be older. Somebody else is younger. Or maybe Cole Hocker gets it. Nagus. Who knows? But Josh Kerr, can he keep it for the next 4 years? We're going to see. That's what I'm talking about, like within the 100. Now y'all got an example in the 1500 of that. Then we got Yavi Winfred. She got the Olympic record. She was going at it. She was going ham. She represents Bahrain. She did very, very well. I thought that could have been at a world record, but hey, she was moving. She was flying. Y'all got to see that the steeplechase. People was eating those standards on the men and women's side. It was like they could not stay up. Some of them had bad form. They tripped. One of them face planted. And I'm like, man, This is like watching NASCAR. But Yavi won, Chemutai of Uganda in second, and then Cheritage of Kenya in third. I'm going to leave it at that. Then we're going to get to this 200. Gabby Thomas came up. She was about business. It wasn't particularly the fastest one. It don't matter. You just got to be better than the people that showed up at the track. You got to be better than them. I don't even care if this was a 22 flat for Gabby Thomas. If she got the gold, she got the freaking gold. She got a 21.83, made sure it wasn't close. She came by, she did what she needed to do. She knew the assignment, and she came by, brought that gold medal that she had the chance to do. If there was no Sharika Jackson this time around, there was going to be Gabby Thomas to go ahead and bring the medal to the United States. She couldn't bring it to Jamaica. There was no challenge there. Just even if Sharika Jackson did not pull out, we all knew that she wasn't at her best. I said before that Sharika would be, again, trying to just face to get a medal if they could. The way they were talking, I told y'all when she pulled out at that 100 that this was the type of talk that is like, yeah, we don't even know if we gonna get a medal. And what was I proving? Correct. She pulled out the whole thing completely. Was like, you know what? This ain't worth it. We might see Sharika Jackson come back and she's gonna do the 200, 400 double or 200, 400 type of training because she got injured the first time. Her coaches put her in the 400 because she was injured, but then she came down to the one because that's what she started with. She's the hey, anything you want me to do, coach, I'm going to do it type of athlete. She said it multiple times. So will she get that world record? I don't know because injury is a very funny thing. Sometimes athletes get injured and they never are the same again. And sometimes athletes get injured and the next year they pop off, or it takes them 2 seasons to recover because they had to go backwards and now go forward. You can't build on your pyramid, your foundation. So we're going to see what happens to Sharika Jackson before. But right now, let's celebrate Gabby Thomas for being the Olympic champion right now. Okay? Jackson ruined it the last time for herself when she just spaced out. Because I thought that she had a very good chance of beating Elaine. But she spaced out. That was Elaine's. Sharika Jackson thought it was her year this year. Gabby Thomas said, no, this is my year. I'm taking this right now. And she took it. Unfortunately, Ta Lu is the casualty of the 100 getting injured. I forgot to bring her up earlier. Ta Lu is a casualty of that 100 getting injured. She could not get that medal. This year, I thought if she was actually on point, the way she was looking, she brought that to the final, she would have gotten second. I am 100% convinced that the way that Sha'Carri ran that race, lacking that warm-up, lacking all of the concentration and focus she probably fully needed, because in lacking that warm-up, her coach probably had to do a number to remind her to stay focused, right? So she was probably thinking about that. But this would have been a time for Ta Lu to have gotten it, and unfortunately, at the wrong time, messed up. She got injured. She tried. She went through. I at least give her that. But, hey, she becomes like Oblique Seville, except she got some medals. Hey, it is what it is. I'm going to have to hold her to the same thing. I thought she was. She was looking good. And then, nope. She probably cried herself to sleep like last year. She was crying and everything. This year, she's definitely going to be doing it because it's at a bigger stage. Unfortunately. Oh, wait a minute. You said Elaine went to Walcott last year. Now it makes sense why he didn't do anything with her. Whoa. Interesting. Hey, Carla72, it's been a long time since I seen you on here. Shout out to you. And then Nelly, you too. But yeah, this was that. Dina Asher Smith, again, missing out. Will she ever get a chance? Will she ever? Well, she has had multiple chances. Will she ever be able to get up there again? Will she be able to win again? Very unlikely. Is she going to be able to get a medal? Man, she keeps taking these fades. She keeps taking these fades. And Daryl Nita's not helping her stock by finishing behind Dina Asher Smith. That's not helping her. But Brittany Brown, she did it. I told y'all between those athletes there, and Brittany Brown did deliver. So it was Gabby Thomas, Julian Alfred, and Brittany Brown. And I said this before. Let me go to Alfred real quick. I forgot to finish that thought earlier. Alfred Nobody's going to care about Alfred. She comes from a country that has 70,000 people, and the reason why they are not, when I say nobody, I'm talking about the companies, the sponsors, and everything. They're not going to try to give her the best deals that she could get, and this is just realistic at all. Number one, black people going to get undercut a little bit with the deals, but number two, depending on where you're from, the market size, they're going to get undercut. But number three, if you're quiet, you're also not going to get attention. Usain Bolt had to keep winning. Usain Bolt had to get out there in order to have all of that attention, have all of that money. That was the thing. If he was not going to be winning in the premier event, if he was just a 200 or 400 athlete, imagine if Puma almost dropped him before. If he never did the 100, chances are they probably would have dropped him for sure. So she's going to have to keep winning, or else it's going to be she won once or twice. But if she doesn't win at the next Olympics, this is what I mean. If she isn't winning when the most people are watching, then the bully power that she has, the money that she could command, is not going to be there. It's just not. They're not going to care. So she's going to have to come through and do that. I wish her well on whatever she's doing. But if it came between her and Sha'Carri, I'm going to go team Sha'Carri. I'm going to go team Melissa Jefferson. I'm going to go team whoever is representing the United States. No offense to Julian Alfred, because I love to see her on the track and doing well. She reminds me of Carmelita Jeter. She's a power runner. You definitely can see her muscles just coming there. You don't want to mess with her. She will knock your ass out. But that's what she's going to need to do. Let's move on from there. People won't admit it, you said, but Dina won on the off year. Yeah, I'm happy for Brittany Brown too. She really deserves that. She came up after years. Back in 2019, she won, and now she's done. She won a medal, and now she's won a bronze at the Olympic Games. So there you go. Although me personally, I don't give a damn about the Olympics. Unfortunately, it's the most watched portion for track and field athletics. So there you go. Now here we go. Let's get this. I'm gonna skip this mixed race walk competition. The women's pole vault is Nina Kennedy. Unfortunately, she got that win over Katie Moon. Katie Moon, if only she could have came by and defended, but hey, it is what it is. Nina Kennedy got the gold for Australia, Katie Moon for the United States, and then we got Alicia Newman for Canada. Then we got the discus throw, the only gold medal for Jamaica. So let me take a second to just slow roast this one for just a moment, because this is for Jamaica. The coach for Stoner, Roger Stoner, if that's how to pronounce his name, is Ryan Krauser. Isn't that funny? Ryan Krauser. The reason why he was allowed to coach is because he's an athlete. But if you go to Thompson Dodd, she was complaining. She said, we couldn't access our coaches for 2 weeks. The JAAA needs some work, and left off the female discus athlete that qualified for the world championships the year before. Jamaica has to do a lot of soul searching, because this Olympics had to smack somebody into some senses. I don't know. If this Olympics don't wake Jamaica up, then I don't know what is. For real, for real. Because there are other events other than just the sprints that still need attention. Yeah, that may not be the highlight of everything, but y'all got cash money that you could bring in. The throwers couldn't access their coaches for 2 weeks. What kind of BS is that? That should be some basic common sense stuff that you should do. But hey, they didn't. So Roger Stoner set an Olympic record at 70 meters even. That just looks so perfectly nice to have a 70 meters even. That seems darn near impossible to throw something like that. Just think about that. I'm like, man, 70 even, not 70-01, not anything like that. 70 even for Roger. Let me see something.
Roger Stoner.
Hey, he said his own name. I told y'all they got the pronunciation. Roger Stoner. So I was saying it right earlier. So there we go. Now, this man's only 25 years old. He's got a chance to come back and do it again. Ryan Krauser was a volunteer coach at where are they training in Arkansas. So he came up and he volunteered. He ain't even getting paid to do this. Okay, he's not getting paid. So for this gold, y'all got to thank the American right there, the American world record holder in the shot put. But congratulations to Jamaica for the gold here. Y'all better be flying them loud and proud, because I would be if that's my only gold. I don't care what event it is. I'm flying loud and proud like I did at the last Olympics. I was like, man, we taking some L's on these things. Let me go ahead. I don't even care about this event. If it was shuffling, I'm gonna be like, man, I'm a professional shuffle. I'm gonna know everything about it. I'm like, did y'all see how we was shuffling down this? We was shuffling down. I got you. Like, that's what I would be. Then we got Mikolas. That's funny. Mikolas Alekna for Lithuania in second, and then we got Matthew Denny for bronze for Australia. For bronze. All right, let me move on to the next event. Yes, the man that got a medal, we got it right here. She'll command appearance fees and shoe company money. We'll see. Now I'm starting to see some of y'all comments. Why am I not seeing it live? Let me catch up to y'all comments here. I said on your last live, she would have to represent USA or something for Hunter Jules said. Sharika would have struggled to beat Gabby as Sharika came into the season heavy and not in shape. Yeah, her body clearly wasn't able to handle that. My best friend, he came up and he bulked up like that one time. It took him literally until the very last moment. He finally, his body, because your body has to get used to the weight. Let's say that everything else is the same. You got to get used to that weight, and they bulked her up too much. We saw what she was doing because that's what my best friend did. But he bulked up too much. It was just heavy and everything. Yeah, USA athletes have a bigger market. I don't understand why so many athletes run for other countries. Yeah, that's what they want to do. There needs to be more 4x100 meter relay races implemented in the Diamond League circuit so they're more prep for championship meetings. I agree, Jackson. Yep. You don't understand why other athletes run for other countries? It's got nothing to do with JAAA. It was a JOC. Man, both of them was pointing to each other. They were both pointing to each other. Nope. They kept pointing to each other, so it's both of their damn fault. JOC said this. The JOA, they pointed to JAAA and said, we didn't get the paperwork submitted. All we have to do is submit the paperwork. JAAA should have given it. So they were pointing fingers at each other, and they said, that's not our jurisdiction. We only relayed all of that to the Olympic, the IOC. So that's what the JOC and everything was supposed to do. The JAAA was supposed to submit the paperwork for the athletes. So when they issued the apology, the JAAA are the ones that said it. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. The JAAA, I looked into it because they kept pointing fingers at each other, but it came to the JAAA's jurisdiction. That's what it was. Now the men's 400 final, Quincy Dam Hall. This is going to be, I think that had to be the second biggest for me. That had to be the second biggest event of the meet for me. The first one was that 100, the men's 100. That was that was just exciting overall. Literally, I got excited for the first time in a while. Like, for real excited. Like, chill bumps, everything in that men's 100. The other years, I was expectant. I was like real looking forward to it. I was kind of excited. I was so excited for last year. I didn't even watch Budapest, not for real. I told y'all about that. I was so excited. I was just like, and whatever. Like, that's how excited I was not. But when I watched it afterward, I was like, dang, these was actually some decent events, but it didn't catch my attention. USA World Championship, that was good because it was after COVID, so it had all of the people in there, but it was like not something that was capturing me when it came down to the 100 or anything. Oh, speak of the devil, that's one of the former Jamaican Olympians right there that just sent me a message. Like I said, I should probably bring them on. But anyway, this one right here, this was very exciting. When he went from, what was it, 4th or 5th? Like, he was literally back here where these two guys are. He was back here. How did he move like that? I've seen moves in a 400, but not like that. Like, if you see somebody moving a 400, it's usually somebody else. Like, they're clawing them down 100 meters. Like, they're clawing them down. Like, he started moving, like, back there, but his biggest move was like 30, 40 meters from the line. It was so last minute, nobody had a chance to interact. Matthew Hudson Smith thought he had that. And I called that he was going to do well this year when he broke 44 for the first time. This man has been on fire. But Quincy Hall, came up with a personal best at the right time. This is when you do your personal best. In the finals, when it's on a big stage, when everybody's looking for you. This man, when he said it's an attack dog, I've seen Quincy Hall. He didn't even run like he normally does. Did y'all notice this? Did y'all notice this? I don't know if y'all do. Just look at the USA Championships and then look at this. His face seemed like it was straining the whole time. Like his face was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, and he looked like he was chewing on something. And he was just driving and digging. I'm like, at first I'm like, why is he running? Like he's running like he's in pain, or he's running like he's trying to strain too much. I'm like, why are you doing it in the first 100? Like, dude, chill. That's what I'm thinking in my head, because you see him already showing his teeth and gritting it. And then I understand he's over here pulling and driving something within himself. And then he said, no, I got another one. I gots to go. Man, I'm getting excited just thinking about it. Chill bumps again. These were my two favorite ones there. Then it was the 1500, the men's 1500 with that move. But dang, I will never forget this one with Quincy Hall with that win. 43.40 with that personal best. Knocked a huge margin off his personal best right at once. Matthew Hudson-Smith in second. He did a good try. 43.44. Then we got Muzala Samakanga. There we go. From Zambia. He got a 43.74, and unfortunately, Sha'Carri Richardson from Trinidad and Tobago got that 43.78. Man, that's gotta hurt. But as he said, number 5 all time or something like that. You can't really be arguing against some of these times here. Number 5, number 4. I think that was Matthew Hudson-Smith, number 5 all time. But when you are in the quickest 400 meter race in a whole long time, dang. And then Michael Norman, even Sonia Richards-Ross and Otto Bolton had to say on Michael Norman, I think they gave up on this man. I think they gave up on him. I think they gave up on him. Yeah, I'm getting to it, Nelly. You said what I got to say about Norman. I think they gave up on him, and I don't want to write him off yet, but I'm getting close to it. Man, I got some time to sit on it and think about it too. Michael Norman has been a bag drop. He dropped the ball so bad that people don't even want to associate with him right now. When Sonia Richards-Ross, she sounded so deflated. She was like, yeah, and we thought, it was kind of like, yeah, bruh, you done. Like, you good. We don't want you here no more. She said, we had high hopes for him, and we thought he was going to do better, but he hasn't. Like, they hyped him up the last Olympics. What do you do? Nothing. They got him this time. What do you do? Nothing. Because you can even see it right here. Yeah. You could come in ranked real high. But the last time you did the Olympics, look at this. You finished 5th. They're going to say, well, he was the world champion. Okay. What'd he do after that? Oops. What'd he do this year? Nothing. At the time when the people are watching the most, he can't even live up to the expectations. We tried to say, oh, his mother's name is Osaka or something like that. It was like another town's name there. And he's doing it for his mother's pride. And basically, they was just eliminating his black side. But he's doing it for his mother's pride. And then he got 5th. I already knew the cracks were there when he said, do you want to be the greatest? And he said, nope. I ain't worried about that. Okay, that's already a bad sign. But he came up and people thought he was going to do well. He still got a chance. He's only 26, right? By the next Olympics, he'll be 30. That's still enough time for him to do at least a medal. He could win. He could win. But the way he's looking now, I don't know. I'm not ready to write him off yet. But definitely, he needs to make up his mind. Maybe, bruh, you need to move to the 200. because he tried to move down to the 1. Remember? He tried that stunt with the 100. He thought he was going to be like the other 400-meter athletes. But, I don't know. It didn't work out for him. That's my thoughts on that. I'm not ready to write him off. I will see next season, and then I'll have my take on it. Right now, I'm gonna see one more season, and then I'll write him off. Right now, I'm not ready to write him off. But Michael Norman has been a bust. If somebody was investing in him, they lost their money. 3,000 meter. Wait a minute. Norman isn't near being old yet, so I hope he can get it together soon. Yep. Y'all said his mental. He don't have the mental for the 100. Yeah, he ain't got it. He ain't got it. He don't seem like he got it at all in anything. You said Norman? I think so too, because this man been like the fastest time in the world, but he can't bring it together at these championships. He can't even do it. He could even do it for the USAs. So y'all right. He could do it for the USAs, but I mean, easier said than done at the world stage when more people are looking at him. And he performs even worse at the Olympics. So he's doing the opposite of Lane. The most people watching her, with the exception of her just being hurt this year, she over there excelling. She's like, look, let me have more people watching me. That's fantastic. But when it's the World Championships, less people watching her. She seemed not to do. Michael Norman's the opposite. World Championship, next year he might just be like, look, I'm pulling the win. Next Olympics, where dude at? It's going to be like that. Maybe he's one of those athletes. But he's 26 years old. I'm going to give him one more season before I say he's written off. But he's definitely got time. He's basically got until he's about 34. He's got until about 30 to win, 34 to medal. Basically. That's where he's got it. He doesn't seem to be very injury prone or anything like that. Getting hurt here and there, that's normal within track. But he's got 30 to win, 34 to get a medal. That's what I see him based on the performances I see. But if it's a mental thing like y'all saying, which I can agree with that, yeah, he might not last that long. But I hope he gets it together. I really do. I want to see him do well. I want to see him at least medal. Then we got the 3,000 meter steeplechase men. El Bakali, he winded up defending his title, so congratulations to him. He won it the last time, got it now. He broke the winning streak for the Kenyans, and then now it's just they streaking on him. Then we got Kenneth Rooks for the United States. I am actually surprised. I did not expect that. I didn't expect no medal for the USA. Certainly not a silver for the United States. So here, Kenneth Rooks, congratulations, man. This one, there was a face plant in. The women, somebody fell. It was a face plant for a guy here. I forget who it was, but that was kind of crazy. And then we got Kipyegon of Kenya with the third. I'm going to move on from that. The women's long jump. Let me go ahead, since I didn't know her and her dad for when I met them back in 2015 and whatnot. Tara Davis, she came by and she finally got it. Congratulations, Tara. You got that. Tara Davis Woodall. Let me go ahead and get her married name right now. But congratulations. You got that. You deserved that win. And when I say deserved it, you worked hard for it. She broke down. I guess she'd be suffering from depression or whatnot from all of this. But because she has wanted to quit multiple times. She shared that with people. And I'm like, okay, I don't expect people to just win the first time they show up at the Olympics. But she was expecting to win. And then she like broke down and everything. So, but now she's came back. She got this. She's a big ass entertainer. That is perfect. She's picking up where other people before her in the jumps have left off. And she's making sure that they come through. And like she said, she had the crowd in the palm of her hands for just a few moments in that long jump on her final jump. And she got that gold. So she's only 25. She probably got one or two more where she can come here and win with that. Mahambo was suffering from a lot of things this season. I believe she was injured. She might have had COVID too, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I was hearing from some people. But she got silver. So, hey, she came up. She used to be a champion. Now she's a silver. So not too bad. Then we got Jasmine Moore. Got the bronze. So we got America first and third. Congratulations to those ladies there. Then we got the javelin. We got an Olympic record by Nadeem of Pakistan. Then we got Chopra from India. That's first and second. So we got basically cousins. They got first and second. Then we got Peters from Grenada with third. Then we got the men's 200. Like I said, the marketing mishap with Tobago. We ain't going to spend too long on it because we were on it earlier. I'm going to start doing this faster because I want to get off pretty soon. It's 10 p.m. I didn't even realize. And I want to eat. But we got Tobago right here. He did a marketing mishap. He said, I am not the face of track and field. Dude, you should have said you the face of track and field, and I am the one. You should have beat your chest with that. That's what you should have did. I am the face of track and field. Instead, you gave it to Noah, and you put it more attention on him. Maybe you was doing it on purpose. Who knows? But either way, that was a marketing mishap, not just for you, but for other athletes in your country. Dude, you bring the attention on you. You take the arrows and everything like that. Have your shield up, and you build up your country. That's what you guys got to think about. Stop thinking about just yourself. But I know track and field may be, quote, individual. But it's teams of y'all. You got other athletes you train with, Tobago. You even said that in an interview. You got coaches. You got medical staff. You got all of them. Let them all eat, dude. Let all of them eat. Build them up. You could have 800 athletes that be coming out because of what you're doing. Let them all eat. You should have said, yes, I am. You should have lobbed that and started that thing, man. Instead of saying, no, I'm not. I'm not arrogant and loudmouth like Noah Lyles. You messed up the marketing assignment. You failed the assignment, dude. Now, the one thing that will help you is if you keep winning. If you don't keep winning or you're not consistent with winning, you're never going to get the props that you think you deserve. That's what's going to happen. Now, getting to Benerick, he had a very questionable 4x100 on that relay exchange. But here, he got the silver. He was very disappointed. Y'all saw that, man. He thought he could get that gold. And then Noah Lyles coming through with COVID. Here he is right here. Let me go to Noah Lyles real quick. People was tearing him up. I retweeted this on Head and Shoulders. Go to HeadAndShouldersATR on Twitter. That's where my handle is. I'm not going to tweet too much, but that's going to be a backup if my YouTube ever gets deleted. He said, thank God I'm COVID free. Let me read these comments real quick, y'all. Let me read the comments real quick. How much y'all want to bet they was coming after his ass? Yep, they are the entertainers. Nelly, I agree. They do hate on them, but they are the entertainers. They said, oh, wow, your COVID recovery was faster than your 200-meter run. We're still here. Leslie Tobago's interest versus Noah Lyles' interest. He over there jumping up and down. He entertaining them. He doing what he needs to do. Watch I get hit with a copyright strike from this little tiny video. But that's what it was. Oh. Noah was coming in. He put in the work. He put in the work, boy. He came up. Man, I got to say, some of that had to have taken out some of his energy. Some of that had to. I was thinking that. But now I know what Noah Lyles is going to do when he ever starts to go in the twilight of his career. He is going to keep doing this. I'm like, dude, that's actually good. Because that's him being consistent. You only had Tobago's Leslie side effects, LOL. Bro thinks we care. Curry, KD, and Bron on right now, little bro. And then this is funny because he's actually replying to him. It says, your nightmare. We knew all along that you never had COVID, bro. We're not dumb. You never had COVID. You were embarrassed by the loss. Shame on you. Now, I'm going to say Noah Lyles, I could believe that he had something because he actually looked sick. His lips were pale. I mean, unless they just dehydrated him or like painted something on his lips or whatever. Who knows? But his lips were pretty pale after that 200. So I could believe that. I can believe that. Let me read the comment just in case before I move on. Let me see. Anthony Edwards just responded to Noah Lyles about Adidas scandal. He said he's Usain Bolt wannabe. I would feel sick if I finally beat Noah, only to lose to Tobago. I know, Jamrock. Exactly. It was like how Josh Kerr in the 1500 was. It's like, you know who your main opponent is, and then this other dude comes up. It's like, wait a minute, what? Like, that literally was there. Bednarik was kicking himself in his ass. I think that affected his 4x1. I'm not even going to lie. I believe that affected his 4x100. Like, I think that was hunting him, and that's why he jacked up. So let me move on. 400-meter hurdles. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. She got that world record. We ain't going to spend too long on it. We finna rush through some of these, but she got the world record. She put the crown on. She told everybody else, Femke, where you at? You got to handle my lightweight first. You got to beat Anna Cockrell. No, it wasn't because you ran that mixed 4x4. You did a 47 the last time, and you still ran faster the last time. No, this is up to you. You ain't got the ability to beat me, Femke. You ain't there yet. And when I finish this race, I'm over here smiling, breathing as if nothing happened. That's the thing that Sydney did. I'm like, wait a minute. She's looking like these distance runners. She's that so conditioned that she's out there. She finished running a world record every single time she's doing that, with the exception of one of them. I think it was the one where she was with Dalilah Muhammad, and she broke the world record with that one. She actually had to lean over and kind of rest up. After that, when she started running by herself, she's over here just standing up and kind of like kneeling down a little bit, but she's as if like the distance runners that would be finishing these 5,000s and 10,000s, and it's like, yo, are y'all even tired after y'all just did that? That's what she is. Y'all saw what she was doing. She's just over there taking deep breaths. Yeah, this was just a tempo run. I'm amazed I ran a 50.37 with a tempo run. That's what she was doing. Look at this gap. The biggest gap ever. I believe that's what they said. The biggest gap ever as far as the next closest person to her in the world record compared to number 2 time in the 400 hurdles. Congratulations, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. And she is the perfect person to have marketing Grand Slam track. That's good. That women's track meet, I don't think that's going to be a good idea, not long term. I think it's going to be very gimmicky and catchy in the beginning, but if they don't do their marketing right, and something tells me they won't, because that's separate from a Grand Slam track. That's a separate meet. Something tells me they ain't going to do it. So in the beginning, it's going to be okay, but then the subsequent meets, I don't really think it's going to hit off like they think it's going to hit off. But now that they've done a women-only track meet, now when somebody like myself is going to have a man's-only track meet, don't have them feminists come after me, because you've already opened the door. Now, Anna Cockrell, second place. Congratulations, Anna. You've been crying so much. I'm so glad to see that you got a silver medal behind the world record holder. Femke Bol, you tried. Unfortunately, you took Jasmine Jones' place. Let me not be like that. But you earned that spot. But you tried and you faded out, and you kind of went out with a whimper. You went out with the whimper in the bronze. So we're going to do it there. Jasmine Jones, you are so freaking close. Let's see what you do the next time. Grant Holloway, Daniel Roberts, 1, 2. Broad Bell in third. I think, wasn't this a tiebreaker third place right here? Yes, it was. It was another close one. Hey, it is what it is. Here go the photo finish, and you can see it. Oh, dang, that is real hard. Where the heck is everybody at? Hold on. Dang. I can barely see that right there. That one is a close one. They gonna have to have another one. I'm looking at the photo finish on this one. Hold up with Daniel Roberts. Where he at? I don't know. On this one, I might have to give y'all this one. Where's Daniel? He ran so quick. He's a ghost. I'm looking. Where? He must be blended in over there, because I see 2 sets of shoes. That's a very hard job for a timer right there. That's a very hard one. If that is 2 sets of shoes and it's not just some other thing, that's a hard time for a timer. I don't see them on here, so maybe they got a different image that they have, because they do have multiple camera angles, but this is just the photo that they got, that they decided to share. I don't know. That photo that they shared that looks kind of like, where is Daniel Roberts at? I don't see him on the image. But anyway, 12.99 with the win. Daniel Roberts and Rob Bell, they got silver and bronze. Then we got the 4x100 meter relay. Not too much to say here. Sha'Carri went and looked to the right. Just Sha'Carri looking gets so much attention. Like, that's where we're at now. Sha'Carri can yawn and it's going to get so much attention. She can look and it's going to get so much attention. Whatever she does is going to get so much attention. Y'all said Kenny was too focused on Noah. Yep, that is correct. You said, I told you some of the NBA athletes were hating on Noah because of what he said about the NBA. A lot of NBA players were literally saying they were hating. Yeah, but they were being like a sarcastic thing. Like, if they're saying, yeah, I'm hating on you, bro. Like, you see, that's a little bit different. When somebody's saying you're hating, if you're announcing that you just a hater, like, it hits a little bit different. Because it's like, we know you kind of over here trolling and you doing your thing. And it may or may not be serious. But if somebody else is calling you a hater and you just down here saying lies, that's another thing. Like, when you announce that you a hater, it's either a sarcastic thing, because you like doing it out of cheeky fun. Like, you just like, yeah, I'm hating on him. Or you just like, yeah, I'm admitting it. But it's still not hitting the same way when the person is like, yeah, I'm a hater. At least if you a hater, stand on it. That's the way I look at it. Some people be hating in the comment section. Just say it. Like these guys. They said it. Now, anyway, USA got the win. Sha'Carri did the beat. I'm looking to the right and I'm finna pass you up. I got people that's some old Negroes that said, wow, that was amazing. I've never seen anything like it. If you got the old people and young people both saying something like this, oh, this was big. And I didn't think it was too much of a big thing, but all that matters is that the people thought it was a big deal that Sha'Carri did that. And then Britain had a lane violation, but apparently they still got the silver. And then Germany, and then Jamaica, they tried. You had some of the young athletes there, and you had some of the less experienced ones. They got fifth place. So, hey, it is what it is. Winning time, 41.78. So nothing barn burning. We got shot put. I'm going to ignore that one. We got 4x1 men. We got Canada with DeGrasse. I was kind of like counting him out a little bit. Hey, he got the gold. He brought it home for them. So there you go with DeGrasse. Uh-oh, I'm buffering. Okay, my internet's still working. So yeah, we got DeGrasse right there. So he brought it home. I don't know what else to say. Sabine, he brought it home for South Africa. That was your 1-2. Then we had Britain. Man, I was not expecting that. Team USA got to get it together. Literally got to get it together. And it all started with Kenny. It was raining. He didn't realize he had to adjust the mark. He took off too early, and he left the mark in the same spot. He was supposed to move it further away, move it closer to him, because he got to realize when it's raining, Coleman is going to come in a little bit slower than he normally would. And you got to compensate by saying, let me not take off too early. Bednarik had almost no experience. He was literally saying, I deserve this position and all of that stuff, and I need to be on it. That was already the wrong mindset, and he set him up for failure, and there you go. I got to say it's on him, and also that relay program. It is horrible. Put Carl Lewis, some other people on there, had them do it. Then we got Marilady Paulino. Let's do this real quick for you. And at 400, oh my goodness, you went and set the Olympic record, just barely, but set the Olympic record that has stood since 1996 Atlanta Olympics. So that's going to be very interesting coming in back to the United States in 4 years from now. 48.17. Now I'm starting to believe when Marilady said, hey, I want to get this world record. Hey, I kind of believe that she could go toward that now. At first, I wasn't taking her too serious. I got to be honest. I was like, okay, you can say all you want. She's 27. She's still got a little more time. You still got a little more time. 4 more years, maybe 5, and you can still get faster in this. So let's see what Paulino does, because she over there represented Dominican Republic very well with that gold. 48.12. Sawa E. Nasser, them freaking press conference people, all they had all they had was questions. Do you feel like it's fair for you to be here even though you had a drug violation because of missed drug tests? And she kept saying it, but they ruled against you. They were trying to trip her up legally. They asked like some agent ass question. I was like, wait a minute, Saweed, don't answer that question. Because they said something like, oh, but they ruled against you, so are you saying blah, blah, blah? She almost said it, and then she snapped into it and then dodged it. I was like, they're forcing you into a bad situation. That was so freaking bad, those reporters. Man, F them. All them reporters, they came in there and did that. And matter of fact, for the people that came into the hate and debate yesterday that's still watching this, look, Sha'Carri, another reason that Sha'Carri probably wouldn't show up to that press conference. Look, y'all either gonna complain and say she's rude for not showing up, but guess what? If she showed up just like she did another time, what did the reporters do? Julian Alfred ain't gonna get a question. It would have been all about Sha'Carri. It actually was better that Julian Alfred was there herself than Sha'Carri to show up. Oh my goodness, that's the ironic thing. Because it would have been about how Sha'Carri messed up, how we heard that you and Shelly Ann didn't have warm-up times. That's what it would have been. I see the evidence. You know why? Because in other races, they even asked Kenny Benerick about Tobago, about Noah Lyles. That's what they were asking. They're asking about Lyles. He ain't there. They asking Saweed Nasser all these questions. They had only two questions. One for the third place athlete, the Polish athlete, about how she thought, and they asked her what she thought about Nasser being there because she was like missed drug violations. I'm like, wait a minute, that ain't even a question. And then the final question was, how do you feel about your performance to Marilady? That was crazy. That was crazy. Yes, Femcabo does need to work on that. I'm reading y'all comments though. But yeah, y'all need to see that press conference because that was just dumb. That was just dumb. So I got to give her a props. She was a former Nigerian, of course. She went where her dad moved, so she, got new citizenship where her family moved. So, but she was born in Nigeria, and she looks very Nigerian to me. I would know. I was like, okay, cool. She's doing her thing. But she's 26. She got a chance for the next Olympics. And she came by 3. Y'all, she's scary. She's scary. I don't know. Will she be able to hold on? Then we got Kaczmarek. She's been showing up year after year over and over. She got a bronze. So there you go. I am actually a little bit disappointed that Adeleke couldn't get a medal. I thought she was going to get one. I thought she was going to finish in front of Kaczmarek. I had called it that way. I was like, if anybody's going to get it, I thought Rashida had second or third down pat. I thought that, but she couldn't do. And then Alexis Holmes, of course, they pulled her off at the last second, but that's kind of how she performed here. She had a 49.77. Of course, they're going to pull her off. Now, get into the men's triple jump. We got Diaz Fortune for Spain. Then we got Picardo. I believe, wasn't he a former Nigerian? Then he represented Portugal over here. I'm not going to look too much into that, actually. Let me keep this moving. And then we got Andy Diaz Hernandez for... Oh, wait a minute. Would it be Hernandez like that? It's probably Hernandez because it's Italian, not Spanish, unless they moved. Anyway, that's gold, silver, bronze. 10,000 meters. Beatrice Chebet. So she's your 15K champion. Won the 10,000. Then we got let me do a quick shout out here. Safan Hassan again with another bronze. So she had a bronze in the 5,000, a bronze in the 10,000. Man, Gudev Segay still ain't doing too well, but guess what? Beatrice Chebet, she won the 5,000, won the 10,000. Then we got Bado Coletti. This woman right here set a national record, but she's also the European champion. She has been on fire this year. I've been following her. She's been on fire. Y'all got to put some respect on this Italian woman's name. She been on fire. So y'all go ahead and look her up and look at that 10,000 meter European Championship. That was actually very exciting, as well as this World Championships. Then we got Safan Hassan. So she got 2 medals again. She couldn't do the 1500. She's got the marathon in her legs. Rai Benjamin. I actually did not believe it until this season. I didn't think Rai Benjamin was ever going to beat Karsten Warholm, but he got it. 46-46, destroyed the rest of the field. Then we got Warholm in second, Dos Santos in third. I'm going to just keep it there so we can get this going. The men's marathon, you had Tamarat Tola for Ethiopia with an Olympic record. So finally lowered that Olympic record. Then we got Bashir, and then we got Benson. Let me do a special shout out to Eliud Kipchoge. He had to drop out of the race. The greatest marathon athlete of all time. The greatest marathoner of all time, Eliud Kipchoge, did not finish the race. So he's at the twilight of his career. I think he's about to retire, guys. So if we could just get him a few moments of silence for him. He's 39 years old. It kind of makes sense now. And as he said, he's not going to last the entire forever, but he could not complete the race. 39. He started this in 2003 at the age of 19, getting the gold, beating El Garouge, right? He beat Hisham El Garouge in the 5,000 and Kenenisa Bekele. Both of them thought they were going to get that win. He came out of nowhere as an 18, 19-year-old, 2003. All right, 2003. And he got his first gold at the World Championships in Paris. Isn't that very ironic? His first major championships was in Paris, France, and he goes out maybe his last Olympics, maybe his last major championships other than a marathon major, and it's in Paris. That would be the most ironic, maybe the most poetic thing, unless he does whatever championships or whatever next year. I don't know, but probably not. So this may be his very last appearance that we see here. So congratulations to everything that you have given us and contributed to the sport. Eliud Kipchoge, you are very much greatly appreciated in this field. One other thing, Kenenisa Bekele, he's like 41 or 42. This man also, as a 19-year-old, winning like what, 20 world cross-country championships. Where is Bekele at? He finished somewhere down this list. I know he finished. Here he is. He's at 39th place. He finished. They didn't select him for the last Olympics. I believe that if they selected him in 2021, he could have challenged Kipchoge for the win. He was in excellent shape. He was only 2 seconds outside the world record, but the Ethiopian team did not want to select him because they said he wasn't consistent. Haile Gebrselassie was fighting for him to get selected, but they did not select him. That's what we don't like about selection committees. Sometimes they leave the best athlete off. It's a cost and benefit to everything. Kenenisa Bekele, greatest distance runner of all time, distance runner, and then the greatest marathoner is Eliud Kipchoge. This man set so many world records. Same thing with Haile Gebrselassie. Haile Gebrselassie set 42 national records and then like broke the world record like 12 or 13 times. Then Kenenisa Bekele picked up from that from Paris 2003. So again, Paris 2003 was where these two people first started on their major championships. Paris 2003. And now he's 42 years old. Kipchoge is 39. Thank you, Kenenisa Bekele. Shout out to you. Now, moving on. High jump, Hamish Kerr got the gold. Shelby McEwen, hey, I didn't know that you was going to get that silver. You had 2 personal bests to even get up to that. Congratulations to you. Silver medal for Team USA. Then we got Barsham. Barsham, he's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, if I am not mistaken. Then he comes by with a bronze. Right here, let me go to Barsham real quick. 33 years old. This might be the twilight. You might have one more in you, but I don't know. You even got Rio. You got silver in Rio, silver in London. Man, this dude got 4 medals now. Silver in London. I forgot about that one. Silver in Rio, gold in Tokyo with that share one, and now you got a bronze. So there you go. Look at all the world championship titles he's got, all the world championship medals he's got, like the 3rd last year in Budapest. This man has been there since 2011 on the world stage, where he got 7th in Daegu. So, Barsham, if this is your last one, congratulations. You're on the twilight of your career. You have contributed so much, and you've been coming in there with them shades, the swag, and everything, every single championships. But this may not be yours. You might have another season or two. It's going to be hard to put that on your legs and jump by the next Olympics, but you might have it at the age of 37. Who knows? Let's go here. I'm going through this. Emmanuel Wanyonyi, man, he came through. He got the win in the 800. He said, put some respect on my name. Arop of Canada, former Kenyan, he got 2nd. And then we got the undefeated until the championships from Algeria. People suspecting Algeria now because of that 1,500 meter runner. But we got Sajadi. I remember Sajadi, but it's still kind of hard to pronounce his other name. Jamel Sajadi. This man, he was undefeated, and I had a feeling he was going to get defeated when there were no pace setters there. I had a feeling, and it was a 1:41. This is one of the fastest Olympic finals they've ever had. I know the one with David Rudisha technically had him that was there, but they're so packed in. This is one of the fastest. Remember, Nick Simmons finished 5th with a 1:42.5. It was 5th. That would have gotten him 7th place here. That would have gotten him 7th place here because they were so packed in. This race was so damn exciting. Y'all need to go and see this race. Okay. Now, setting this up, that could have been anybody's race until the very end, by the way, as well. Women's javelin throw, I'm going to skip that one. No offense to them. Masai Russell with the women's 100. Congratulations. That freaking race could have gone to anybody. I don't care what anybody says there. Unfortunately, Alicia Johnson hit a hurdle. She was in the lead. Maybe them shades caused something there. Maybe she should have took the shades off. I don't know. But Alicia Johnson hit a hurdle. It knocked her out of contention. I believe Alicia Johnson, the way she was looking early on, she might have been able to hold on for that. But after hitting that hurdle and stumbling, she just was out of the race. Akira Nugent, she hit a hurdle a little bit later on herself, but she really wasn't in contention. Let's be honest. Nugent was not in contention with anybody else in that race when she hit that hurdle. She was kind of a little bit already out of contention, but it said she DNF. I thought it was going to be a DQ because she did finish. She went past the line, but she fell over a hurdle, and then she was just like, she just went to the outside of the lane and then just went to the line. But Nugent wasn't in it, and then she hit one. Alicia Johnson was in the lead and hit one with a trail leg, and she was just out. But Masai Russell, you've been coming through. You had dominated at the NCAAs. You didn't dominate so many of the other races at the USAs. And then you came by, well, the NCAAs before. Then you came by, you finally transferred that to the pro career. You dominated at the USAs. You came by here. So it finally was somebody that won their national champs from a major, competitive powerhouse, because it's a little easier in Nigeria to win national champs for there. But somebody that has won, because usually these winners have been like, you got 3rd place at USAs, now you won. You got 3rd place or 2nd place at Jamaica, now you won. This one was 1st place at USAs, 1st place there, and she giving eye candy. She be thirst trapping on her Instagram. Y'all go check that out. But yeah, and then we got Samba Mayela for France. I know they was going crazy for silver, and then Camacho Quinn for 3rd. Then we got Jakob Ingebrigtsen. He followed up to win again, double Olympic champion in the 5,000 meters. So he came there. He backed up his trash talk. He's like another Noah Lyles, but for distance racing. Love it. He could keep on doing it, even though I question some of the stuff he does. Then we got Kwamoi for Kenya in 2nd. Grant Fisher, congratulations for the USA. Then we got Faith Kipyegon for 5,000 meter, the greatest 1,500 meter athlete of all freaking time. No other athlete has gotten 3 gold medals. So Faith Kipyegon has gotten 3 gold medals and did it in Olympic record time. Jessica Hole in 2nd, Georgia Bell in 3rd. Then we got the 4x4s. Y'all already know how those, have to go over it no more. There was hands thrown in the female marathon. There was hands thrown in the female marathon. Just go watch the race. It was actually very, very interesting. Helen Obiri, she successfully moved up from the 5,000 and 10,000 to get a medal. That is crazy. This is her first time showing up in a marathon. Remember, the last Olympics, she won the 10,000. She was a major threat in the 5,000. She's already moved up and transitioned very well. I look forward to seeing her in the future. But the 4x4s for the men and the women were just a hair's width away from the world record. God dang it, man. Man, I can't wait to see them break that world record. I know the U.S. owns it on the men's side, but the women's side too. They had an American record. Just come on, just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I don't think they would have got close if they left what's her name in this 400. If they would have left her on there instead of putting Little in there. Little did the assignment. She opened up very well. She knew what the assignment was. She did what she needed to do. Botswana with Leslie Tebogo with that 43.03. Hey, I mean, that was pretty decent. It wasn't enough to win. Hey, it is what it is. They were there. But if they keep it up, Botswana is a threat. I was wondering when the rest of the world really kind of catches up to the United States, you know, so it's not just USA running off meters and meters in the lead. Like, yeah, I still want to see the United States win. I just want to see it where it's like it's kind of nail biting. Because on that last leg with damn it, Rye Benjamin. Why was I about to go blank? With Rye Benjamin and Tebogo, that was like, I didn't think Tebogo was going to get the win. I was like, Rye Benjamin's 200 is too damn fast. He may not be as fast as Tebogo, but then Tebogo is not the de facto for the 400, even though he got the world best for the 300. Hey, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing in this 400. An extra 100 meters does a lot to the body than it does than at 300. So Rye Benjamin, I knew he was going to do something, but it was good that the U.S. handed off with the slight lead that they had because it was just enough. And then Tebogo tried to do he did extra meters for himself. Instead of being on behind Rye Benjamin, he was kind of on the outside on the curve. Yeah, see, the 400's kind of fast. If you're going to be on the curve or something like that, you may as well conserve the little bit of your energy, and then you should have slingshotted that into the straightaway. But you made yourself run a few extra meters, which could have cost you the win, Tebogo. That's my advice to you. I know you got your words with the American athletes, but it is what it is. Great Britain got in third. So, I mean, so many national records, area records, like the British record, of course. That's what Britain said as well. But so many area records, national records for all of them. That is crazy. This was the fastest, quite to literally, 4x400 meter relay for the men of all time. Okay? Then we got Britain that finished third. So after Jamaica, I wanted to see Stephanie Ann McPherson's last race. Why did y'all let me get that? Why did y'all have to rob me from that? Come on, man. Y'all know that I have made a meme of Stephanie Ann McPherson here for the ones that were here in 2021. Y'all know that I had seen her out there. Man, I love the energy that she puts out on the track. I love it. I really do. I like seeing her out there. But man, come on. Y'all should have finished. Y'all should have put a good faith effort to finish. I don't know. I don't know about y'all, but if I'm dropping a baton, and I swear, I believe Team USA dropped the baton in one of the 4x4s. I know it got knocked out, but even the Jamaican Observer is saying that dropped baton. Dropped baton. So if they can't even get it accurate, I'm just repeating what the Jamaican Observer said. Now, it got knocked out by Adeleke, if I'm not mistaken. And Adeleke made sure that they were in second place, but their other athletes kind of faded behind Europe. So, unfortunately, Britain got the third. Adeleke could have got a medal out of this one, too, to add to the almost medal that she could have got in the 400, but she didn't. So this is going to be rough. She's going to have to bring that one home and say, look, ladies, we got to get it together by the next Olympics. This was crazy. Let me read y'all comments. You got an early appointment tomorrow. I'll see you, the Buffalo Soldiers, because I'm about to end. I'm almost out now. My voice is about to go out. But yeah, congratulations to everybody. Thank everybody for coming out tonight. This has been a recap of all the events. I tried to cover everything I did not cover before. I think I hit every event except for like 2 or 3. But we're about to see USSR, the Soviet Union, aka Russia. Their record's about to go down pretty soon, y'all. Their record about to go down every freaking 4 years. I swear the USA keeps getting a little bit closer, a little bit closer. Come on, just knock that down. Come on. Is there a Diamond League with a 4x4? Can we get this? Come on. A Diamond League. Good night, everybody. You've been listening to Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes' performances and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. And this has been your host, Nick.